there. So we can see the side chat. Let's see if we're live. Takes a long damn time on stream.
But it's actually recording.
It is, but it's but it tells you it's very slow in terms of coming up. Craig, how are you? You spelled Tera's name wrong.
Hi, Craig.
That's all right. Nice to see you, Craig. Tera. Yes, Tera Boo. And good evening, everybody. Happy Tuesday night with you. I'm going to open a door. It's a little warm here. Get a little airflow going through. It is, but say hi, everybody. Tera.
Hello, Miguel.
Craig, how are you? I'm going to turn off the speaker. I'm going to get feedback here.
Hi, Craig.
That's all right. Nice to meet you. There we go. Okay. Cannot have the feedback here this evening. Let's see.
Kevin.
I'm going to send a letter for your favorite classic movie in the morning or afternoon. Okay. All right. That's very nice of you. Hi, Kevin. How are you? Miguel, nice to see you. Hello, Kathleen. How are you tonight? Nice to see you. Happy Tuesday night. Good day today. Trying to think of which movie star you look like tonight. Maybe Linda Darnell in a classic Shakespeare rendition. Maybe something like that. Maybe Linda Darnell. Because I'm going to send in, hey, Shadow Man, we're doing good.
Shadow Man?
Yeah, I've been requested to do a special shout and update on my to my Chinese friends out there tonight. I'll be doing that in a little bit. Here, it's getting on morning in morning over in Asia there, so it is already well into Wednesday. Now we're doing okay. We had a great day today. Beautiful weather today. Huh?
Beautiful to me is cloudy and cold.
Yeah, I forgot. That's what yeah, Tera likes cold and you like your rain too, rainy weather and all that kind of stuff. And ironically, I hate it, and she lives in San Diego, which is the sunniest place in America there. So,
Bill,
how you doing, Bill Ellis? What's going on with you? Enjoyed all your traveling, and all your goings on about town today. It was nice. I took Tara over to McDonald Road. It's not the first time that she's been over there.
Cobra John.
Hey, Cobra John, how are you? Nice to see you. But I've always struggled with cell signal over in the neighborhood. Don't ask me why. Isn't that strange, Tara, that the fanciest, danciest neighborhood I would have the most struggle with Verizon? There's one little pocket in the city, and it seems to be over near those fancy homes. So today I just kept my fingers crossed we were able to keep the live stream going. And they do. Hi, Doris. They have managed to improve the carry quality of the cell. So that's been good.
Thanks, Doris.
Oh, thank you. Garrett says, just talk to my mom about you, Rosie. She's going to subscribe. That's awesome sauce.
Hi, Garrett.
Good to see all of you tonight. Because sometimes I'm an actress on YouTube. You guys know that. If we weren't to hi Charlotte, if we weren't to accentuate or hit certain parts of our lives and dramatize them a little bit, boost them up a little bit, magnify them, enlarge them a little bit, add a little fringing of BS on it, well, it wouldn't be as much fun on YouTube. And a lot of times over the years, I've kind of laughed. I'm a person that I enjoy laughing at myself. I don't take myself seriously on YouTube. And I enjoy my neighborhood. I call it the hood here, warts and all. It's where I live. Tara will tell you it's an extremely noisy place to live here. But in that noise and confusion and horns and sirens and car alarms going off, we find I find my home like you guys do that live in the countryside. Many of you live in small towns out there, and you get adjusted to life, and you take a certain joy in your surroundings and things. The point I'm trying to stress is over the years, people have gotten the idea that, maybe you live in a full-on ghetto or something like. I do not. I live in a very predominantly Mexican area, and for the most part, I haven't had a lot of issues. I've had a few people try to. You saw yesterday the fence out back. I had to repair the fence, and people came through and probably partied in the back corner for privacy and things. But it is, hi Joan Ann, but it is,
Patricia, Joanne, Vanilla, Carson.
but it has been a nice place to live for me here. It has gotten better over time. If you go back and look at some of my 2013, some of my earliest street videos, and I was really the first person on Boyd, even back then, pre-Boyd, to pick up a selfie stick, to pick up a camera and go walking the streets and upload, not just on one channel, but two channels, the Rosie Murphy channel and Rosie O'Kelly channel, daily vlogs from these streets and things. And you can see that this street has improved quite a bit over that time. Now I say that because today, we went to probably Santa Rosa's most premier. Is it the most expensive area? No, it's not the most expensive, but within the city of Santa Rosa, except for the people that live way up the hills, the Charles Schultz homes, people like that, for Peanuts, the Peanuts creator. You can see some very beautiful parts of this city. Joan Ann says, I live in a very small rural town in Colorado. Great place to raise my granddaughters, that's often. And hello, Jen Jen.
Hi,
Hello,
Jen Jen.
Joey D. Carson. How are you? Nice to see you.
Joseph and Jen Jen.
So days like today, when I have somebody visiting like Tera, I'd like to re-showcase some of the nice parts of the city that we saw today on the stream. So for those of you who caught the stream today, it was about an hour. I would say, I think we had pretty good quality on the stream in terms of its carry. So I was happy about that. And it gives you guys a balanced view of what really is a wonderful community to live here in Santa Rosa. We had a nice brunch beforehand. We've been kind of stymied with demand here. We wanted to go to Grossman's Deli. I think we're going to go there tomorrow morning. So we settled for Max Deli and had a delicious sandwich with that coleslaw and ham, was just out of sight on that pumpernickel. Tara had the BLT. And then tonight we went out. We were going to have sweet tea Southern style. But again, we were stymied on a Tuesday night with a 1 hour wait and I'm not going to wait around an hour. So we ended up getting Mexican food tonight. Vanilla Rain says, I live in Hickville, Arkansas, backwoods. Everything has its pluses and its minuses. Hello, Jessica, singing for the creator. Nice
Jacqueline, Jessica, Opiami.
Opiami. Now, I'm going to talk about Joni Portwood a minute. Tara and I were kind of listening earlier a little bit while I'm cleaning it up and getting ready to go live tonight. And I admire Joni's relaying of her story of her trans journey. My own trans journey has been repeated many, many times on the years, over the years on YouTube with a lot of videos in my past. And it's fascinating that, I have to give her credit for coming out and putting that. I'm not always going to be a person that agrees with confronting people or, quote, going to war with people on YouTube. And I've always encouraged Joni to sort of take the high road and rise above. So, because it can be very debilitating fighting with people week in, week out. It can become like a psychic vampire. Hi, Petey. How are you? Nice to see you. What's up, Alan Gold?
Scottish and Petey.
So I see a lot of myself in Joni, a younger version of myself that's kind of feisty and a little, has, of course, sense of Kentucky pride and things like that. And I certainly get that. But I do wish you all the best. Joni, in terms of continuing your journey, I think you've made some right choices now in your associations and things like that. Hello, Jay Holly. Now, I need to give a Chinese shout out to a couple of my friends overseas right now. So if you guys will permit me just to hit this out, we got a birthday. So let me just throw this out there. 各位我的朋友在中国，欢迎我的今天晚上的 chat。今天是一周特别的天，我有一个朋友来了，他从 California 南的。他来了5天在我的地方，这个 rancho 叫 rancho here 在 Santa Rosa，我给他欢迎。在美国今天是我有一个朋友在中国，他名字是交换，我对你说，年快乐。松年快乐，松年快乐！今天也是45岁，你对你的朋友，我给你恭喜53年。我的朋友在 Santa Rosa，今天去这个地方看过好玩天，还有去一个饭厅吃美国饭。所以明天有其他的地方去，后来他星期5会去南 California。好，okay. Thank you everybody. Thank you very much for that. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Jong Hu today on his birthday because he has sent me many things over the years in terms of very skimpy wear bikini and things. Been pipeline for that. Been a very nice person. But anyway, Bommy, nice to see you.
Bommy.
Tonight we got the one,
Laura.
the only Bommy. Yes.
Icy.
Thank you, Craig. So my friends over there will see. It'll give them a thrill. Tomorrow overseas. So as I was saying to, I had to put that out there. Dave's like, I was just saying the same thing. Just doing the same thing on there. I've often contemplated and been requested to do a separate Chinese YouTube channel. But I think when you get older, you kind of slow down a little bit. You don't quite have the energy to do all that. I've been encouraged to be on OnlyFans or whatever it is, fans only or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Though. There's only so many hours in a day. I don't know how you do it with all the channels. You have multiple channels. Did you run?
4 are not really getting anywhere, and 4 of them don't have any new content. 3 of them do.
But it's pretty, But the demands. I mean, you're a regular uploader on Saturdays to your gaming and things like that. So it can be a little overwhelming.
When you get older, you're not as passionate.
Yeah, you're not as passionate, and you kind of get in a groove, and you just want to. Like tonight, you just want to hang out without a lot of BS and a lot of things going on. Did Kev TV take the whole thing? The whole thing of what? The whole thing of what? The whole enchilada? The whole burrito? The hell are you talking about? The whole thing. Take the whole thing. It's okay, Jen. We don't have to. We got to take the high road. And there are only so many minutes in the hour, and there will only be so many minutes in an hour. Sorry, Tara. I'm throwing my shoes all over the place. So I just wanted to say that, put that out to Joni Portwood because.
Hello, Joni.
Yeah. How you doing, hipster?
Hi, hipster.
How you define yourself especially when you enter the void, is going to have a lot of bearing on whether you move through, as the Chinese call a huaqiu, a smooth ball through life, or whether you go through as a very rough-shaped cannonball that can extract a lot of damage and things. And I always encourage. I don't know why we attract a lot of trans gals over time to the void community here. I don't know why that is. I was the first trans into the void, and then You know, others followed in the wake of that. But there must be something to that. Hi, Molly. Nice to see you. But I like to see people have a
Molly,
smooth passage through. So, and
I see people.
Joni, good to see you, honey. I think that you did a nice. I really liked your style tonight. I can't say I'm an advocate for. I know you're kind of taking up for yourself, but obviously you've been through a lot of things in life. I can say I've never been Baker acted. 5150. I've had some people that definitely wanted to Baker act me, um, but you know, here you are today, and you're mature. You're living your best life down in Kentucky. And I think I speak for a lot of people on the Boyd that really would like to see you have success, have fun down here. You're packing people into your hangout. You've got that skill set that's going to be entertaining for people to watch you work with
And
your hands.
she's welcome on your chat.
Always. I've never said a negative thing to Joni. I'm welcoming to everybody. I'm not one of these people that say if you don't like C, you know, if I've got a problem with B and you like B, well, it shouldn't really affect A. If you're A, it shouldn't really affect our relationship at
Hello,
all.
J Money.
Isn't that the way you do things? I don't pick up a sword and a shield for other people.
I can't even get angry at you know who.
Yeah,
When the man who we shall
yeah,
not die.
yeah. That's right. Hey, Jay Money. Good to see you, D. And I think that, in other words, yeah, Dandy Dan said, I want to see everyone have success. Of course, Mr. Big too. And I think
Mr. Big.
Joni's been, actually, it sounds transitioning. I mean, we all explore things at a younger age and then we act upon that. And I was really in my late 40s to 50s when I got underway in a major way, but I had responsibilities to fulfill. And I made sure to complete that, even going so far as to
Well, I put my mom's boots on when I was 5. Did you
yeah.
do anything like that?
No, I never did anything like that. No, no, never did anything. Never explored the lingerie drawers or anything like that. Yes, Tera's Boyd royalty. So are you, hipster? Hi, Welsh Dragon. Thank you. Nice to see you in here tonight. And it's a long path, and we all have our own route that we go through there, but we all have differences that make all of our stories compelling and unique. Of course, I was at a sort of a different age and I don't want to say a different era, but we all learn things along the way, and we hopefully benefit from that, and we get stronger as we go along. Whether somebody wears a wig. I mean, you got to remember when it comes to sometimes trans gal to trans gal can be some of the most vicious things that you'll ever see on YouTube because we all have this idealized vision of what we would like to be. And many times when we start our transitions, we lead with the physical idea of what we want to be instead of like the mental thing kind of lags behind. Now, this may not be true for people that from a young age, as Tara said, start put on your mom's boots or start dressing at an early age, or you have an inkling. But when you're older and you transition, it's probably always going to be the physical. It's always going to be like that physical ideal that you hold in your mind. And everything is apt to disappoint you. Not having enough hair, having crackly, screwed up teeth, being wrinkled. You know, having hands that have been beat to hell from physical labor and just shameful. Having feet that are too big and things like that, and they're the crosses. They're the crosses that we have to bear as we go through life. But you know, something really nice happens, and one of the best things about the Boyd is like a gauntlet. If you come into the Boyd and you survive the Boyd, it's like the ultimate proving ground, like a test ground for automobiles. You come through here, you get knocked around, you're going through all the bumps. If you survive that, you definitely win people's respect in here. Wouldn't you say that, Tara? That respect has to be earned in this community. It doesn't just get granted for just showing up.
Basically.
I mean, would you agree with that?
Well, you're supposed to respect everybody until you find something that's
Well,
really
I would agree that's a theoretical starting point, but the reality on social media is we have people from all walks of life. There's people that take things from a biblical point of view. There's people that take things from a sociological point of view, a gender point of view. There's people that have come on the side chat that said, I try to be accepting of everybody. And, so you have that whole. I mean, when I first joined Boyd, there was a tremendous backlash of there was no such thing as trans. You're either male or female, and even people like Tucker would troll me early on in the early days and in some of the chats and things. But you could tell over time that they could see past what your problem was and come to accept you as a pretty decent and a pretty cool person.
well, part of it's family. If we're around, if we mingle with each other for a while, you start to become kind of like family.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, D. It's like heck, though, women, Rosie, women who are born for exactly, and you get to hang around more women on the board, and you start to realize that insecurities come with all genders and things, and then you start to love your differences, and you start to love the things that define you, like me, the crazy wigs, the crackly teeth, and things like that. They become talking points that people start to enjoy, and you start to, accept. They become your hallmarks. It's like I'll tell you about the famous comedian Jack Benny, who started out in radio in the 1930s. And a couple times early on, uh, they made a joke about Jack Benny being cheap on his radio show. And he's like, I was Jack Benny's thinking about it years later and relaying the story. And he said, suddenly everybody in the radio audience, because they would bring people into Radio City in New York and watch as and listen as an audience. He said people started cracking up when they told him how I was supposedly a cheap person. Well, he ran with that idiosyncrasy the rest of his life, even though he was one of the most generous people in the history of Hollywood and stuff. Every time they could work his cheapness into the script, they would do it, and it became his calling card. So relish your differences, relish your uniqueness. What a world we would have if everybody was. Tara and I were talking about this today. If everybody was just cookie cutter on Boyd, and we didn't have all the unusual characters. Thank you, Dee. We have all the unusual characters that come around. Um, when thank you guys, and when Amanda May, they would talk about her nose and stuff, and I would say, no, don't ever change. It's like I love the nose. It's one of the few things I really like about you is that unique sort of Sicilian Italian look, and I wouldn't change that stuff for all the money in the world. Like the way Jennifer Grey changed her nose, had surgery, and she it changed her. She was never the same after that. From Dirty Dancing, the actress that played opposite Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing. In other words, we're not trying to conform to what we think is a beautiful thing. We're trying to convince people that we're beautiful in the world. How you doing, Country Time? Nice to see you, Scotty. How are you doing? Scotty just ensured I love to listening to Rosie's bank of bullshit. I can listen for hours. Can't get a hold of a 12-step coin or something. I know I'm going to start issuing 12-step coins. But all of this is the way to tell Joni that
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
And don't worry about what other people think of you.
Exactly, and don't engage in. It's never worth going to war with somebody. You can eventually become friends with somebody. They'll admire your ability to rise above as more people sweep you up in the community. And you've had a you've had it's been a rather rough. You're like a rocket coming in from outer space. You got your heat shields on, but it's getting a little hot in the rocket there, and you don't even know if you're going to make it into Boyd, right, in the entry, but you're doing it. Joni said, I've always had ideals as a woman. I've always wanted to be like, we all have that. And then there comes a day where we realize we're not going to make it. Okay. I mean, I think many a day I woke up and said, I'd love to be Raquel Welch and went out and get the giant knockers but you'll never be that, right? Because you have a wrong idea of what it's all about. And then you start to embrace the emotional side. So those of you who are trans and start that early, good on you that you had the idea you were trans first, as opposed to somebody later in life like me that doesn't know how this came about. Some people call it autogenophilia. It's the love of the thought of yourself as a woman. And some psychologists call that a mental disorder. Well, if it's a mental disorder, I gotta live with it. It's the way it is. You're my rocket. So are you. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. Thank you, Jody.
Jody.
And I only mentioned that because I was tuning into Joni. I'm subscribed to Joni Portwood's channel. I was just getting ready to come on tonight, so I didn't have a chance to come over on and just type on the side chat and say hi there. So you would make a great Hillary. Oh, I can say one of the young kids there, very open and accepting. And then again, there's some things, yeah, Raquel. And then there's some things about today's acceptance that's scary to me and frightening. Allowing kids under the age of 18 to dictate whether they're allowed to go down the path of gender change. I think it's a crime myself. I think it's horrific, and I think medical professionals that allow that should be locked up, and their licenses should be pulled. You're just taking somebody's choice. You're just removing somebody's future for maybe the petty whims of a child. A very, 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 very dangerous thing to do. You're welcome, Joni. You will always get support here. Hi, Jacob. How are you? So don't let your needle be moved. Be a good person. I think you've made the right choice now to move your channel ahead to a direction where we can focus on you. You don't have to be a showcase. You don't have to provide a showcase for somebody else on your channel. People come now to see you and see what you're all about. When you had Elbow on the channel and all that, I was just thinking to myself, man, I want to hear what Joni's about.
Yeah, and like you said, flaws are good. Jack Benny, you said is his name? We want to see the real Rosie. We don't want to see a perfect specimen. We want to see Rosie entirely. Even if she has flaws, we just want to see the real Rosie. Yep. If Rosie didn't have any flaws, wouldn't be Rosie.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes Trans Sisters such a tight community, because we all know we got flaws. Maybe we're too heavy, we're too skinny, we don't have enough hair, we don't have we always think of what we don't have, but then you reach an age, Joni, where you think of what you do have. And that was accentuated. So that's when I was thinking, you're having this platform, you're hosting Elbow for a while, and we're just like, wow, we want to know Joni. I know this guy for 6 years. I know what he's about. But what I don't know is this person is relatively new on the platform. I get little pieces here and there. I see the skills you bring in upholstery and other things, and I'm fascinated by that kind of thing. And I'm also fascinated because you're you're an RVer and you're in there working and restoring an RV. So that's the stuff I think that people really want to see. And the fact that you had close to 100 people in that chat tonight was testament that people want to hear what you have to say and what you are all about. And I have to tell you also to thank you for the kind words that you have said about me. Uh, Thank you, Molly. I think we do okay. I mean, we all go through wish stages in life, but you have friends like this that come in your life, and I could care less that Tara's never. Tara's a beautiful person inside. Obviously, she's got great skills with makeup and buys premium. I'm sort of a party city wig, right? I'm the low shelf. She's a high quality. She elevates things to an art. But there's a spirit within Tara that makes her attractive that has nothing to do with what's on the outside. It has to do with the demonstrated friendship that she's had with everybody, which is rare. I mean, you are really and truly one of the rarest people on the Boyd that you are literally welcome everywhere and
I
at any
think there's
time.
some people who don't like me.
Well, they might not. They don't really verbalize that. So, on your opinion on doctors and medicine, yeah, that would be fine, Doris. I have a lot of things to say about young people and trans issues because we're a very um, when you think of what most of us had to go through to get on hormones to go in my days, you had to go through something that I've had things called. I've laughed about it and joked about it. We had group therapy things where they loaded us onto a short bus and would take us to dances and say, y'all better try your best to look like women because we're going to go into this country dance tonight. Y'all might risk your lives, but you better know what the real world is like out there. And, he's the guy comes over, starts dancing. He's like, oh, man, I think you got a beard or something like that. And then he pulled back like, oh, God, it's a dude. And then before you know it, everybody's running back for the short bus trying to get the hell out of there. They wanted to really toughen you and make sure you knew what road you were going down. Nowadays, because of HIPAA and stuff, you can't discuss that. So we don't toughen people. We just give in to people. Oh, I think I'm a woman, so just write me. I think I want to, I'm 14. I feel like I want to be a woman, and just write the prescription. And maybe mom and dad are, that's cool. It just makes Jimmy happy right now. Let's just give in. You're screwing up the kid's life forever. Okay. And I'm glad the law is pushing back in a lot of ways on that type of thing. Rosie, you weren't around in 1,000, were you? Raquel was, yes, he was, Jacqueline. Every horny dude along with a view. Well, that's why I always try to be like her, get my body, get out there with my teeny weeny bikinis. But that's what makes Rosie um, Rosie. It's the things I had to do to get through to feel good about myself.
Janet.
Johnny, that was a hell of a comment you made on Tara's. Let me know what time you're coming up tomorrow. So, you ever have to fight people for being jerks? Of course. Of course. I had to run for my life. Guy picked me up and wanted to dance, got close to me. At that time, I had no electrolysis or anything. And he's like, are you a dude? Uh, and then the guy screams suddenly. He looks around. Jesus, these are all dudes here, and I'm turning around like, where? Like, where? I'm trying to cover my ass to get out the door. Where are they? Those sons of bitches. We're running out. We're running out to the short bus to get the hell out of there.
Andrea?
Yeah, Trander says, yeah. Now, see, Janet Fields is an unusual case. I know zero about her. In all the years I've known Janet since 2008, 2009, I know nothing, zero about her. She's never talked to me about it. She's never talked about it on YouTube. I have no idea whether she dressed when she was younger. See, every gal is different the way they come to the proposition. And that's what I want to stress. That's what I want to stress. Well, it was dangerous. They're all out there, both of you. Thank you, Jody. It is pretty funny until it's happening to you. But I think the group stuff was very good. I think the group things were good because you really had to prove You had to have the RLE, real life experience, for a year before they would give you a hormone.
That's a good idea.
It was a great idea because it separated the people that were going to go the difference from the people who thought it might be fun to just be a chick for a month or so, and then we'll see how it all works out, right? What made you not do a total like Jen? I've always compared transitioning to a railroad. Okay, a railroad has a beginning point and it has an end point. But not everybody that gets on the train at the beginning goes to the end. If we have a train that goes from New York City to Los Angeles, it's rarely going, if ever, going to be a train where everybody that gets on that train in New York is going to go all the way to LA. Some people are going to get off in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Some people are going to get off in Chicago, Kansas City, going west, Salt Lake City, onward and onward and onward. Transitioning is the same way. For Missy Jen knew she had to take the whole ride, okay, from beginning to end, because in her counseling, she just hated the idea of having that penis, and she wanted to get that thing going as long as possible. And Dr. Christine McGinn, U.S. Navy, retired, did her surgery in Pennsylvania. And Dr. McGinn came in that morning, and Dr. McGinn was trans gal herself, very beautiful woman, came in and told Jen the day of her surgery, you know what, Jen, what's going to happen if I decide not to do this surgery today? Well, Missy Jen said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go home and take a knife and I'm going to do it myself. And the doctor's like, well, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. So on with the show we go. In my case, dressing was as my train moved along from New York, dressing a little bit, feeling better about myself. By the time I started hormones and was about a year on hormones, I was very happy at the point that where I was. I didn't feel compelled just because everybody else chose to go to LA, or some people chose to go to LA. I was very happy to disembark from the train in Kansas City because I loved myself and I felt great about myself at that point in time. And I knew that I could survive as a unique individual, because I want to tell you something right now. And Tara, you can listen to this too. 70% of trans women will never get that surgery. Okay, let me repeat that again. 70% of trans women will never get that surgery. Do they feel comfortable with themselves or not? Well, that's an issue that they have to work with. But in my case, I felt very happy and I felt very, very excited about the point that I was. So I never felt like I had to go further down the line there. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay, so that I hope that kind of explains that. Cyanide cupcake. I hope it's not something bad, honey. I'm just trying to have. I don't need any more drama tonight. Let me see what we got here. Let's see. Let me see what this is. Okay. Okay. All right. I got that. Yeah, I've not been that deep into the situation. So, um, all right. I got it. Okay. I got it. Okay. That's good. All right. Yeah, we don't need drama. So, that's cool. Okay. We'll take care of that later. Um, I can't be across everybody's situation with everybody else. I try to get people on the road to improvement, not the road to further conflict. So I reach out to people sometimes, and sometimes the whole train doesn't pull along with that, and that's fine. People have their individual right to associate or disassociate with people that they want, but all of us have the right to define and develop our own individual relationship. And I've always held that that's one of the very basic tenant building blocks of YouTube is other people's battles do not become our battles. I really think that that's the way to peace and personal tranquility on YouTube. Having said that, I respect anybody's decision at all. And Cyanide Cupcake, I certainly respect your decision and have nothing but admiration for you. But we are just, in fact, two different people when it comes to how we deal with people. What are we planning tomorrow? We're planning for you to come up and have lunch or something with us tomorrow. That would be pretty cool. Lunch or dinner. Much love and much respect to you, honey, and happy trails to you, Cupcake. So, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So I'm going to get myself something to drink now. Take over for a couple minutes. Get myself a little bourbon.
So Janet, is the Padres game on, and who's winning? Hello, Billy, Jackie, Patricia, GTB, and Dandy, and Dave, and Welsh, Lady Dragon, Johnny Williams.
So we can certainly talk about trans issues tonight if you want, guys. It's not something I've discussed for years because I've left such a body of information behind me. All right. Oh, okay. How you doing, Jackie? Let's see. 56. Have you ever heard of people living full time without hormones? Of course I have. Yep. Yeah. Francis was for many years. Our friend Francis McGinnis, he couldn't get on because of health issues and things, of course.
ID, just me. I don't know if I said hi to you. I can't say hi to everybody. Candy.
Hi, Alex. How are you? Padres leading 1-0. Caribou, when did you learn to sparkle like that?
Sparkle what?
Sparkle. When did you learn to be a sparkler?
I had sparklers when Dad bought fireworks in '78 when Mom and Dad were still married.
Yeah, B says I read more intensive treatment of hormones and surgery reserved, but children's minds are accepting of each other as far as how their friends identify. They may be accepting, but they might not like the place that their juvenile mind took them to when they get older. That's when we depend on parents and educated adults to make the right decisions for us, even though they may result in a house of chaos and things. I don't think that's. I don't think a child should have any input into that decision at all. I don't think that their minds and things are mature enough to even begin to take a look at that issue.
Hello, Jacqueline. I said hi to you earlier.
Yes, the scrotum gets smaller with female hormones. Yes, it does. Good question, GTB. Yeah, Tera, you look kind of like an angel cherub. That's probably the wildest thing anybody's ever said to you on YouTube, isn't it?
That's what T-Girl Kitty told me.
Yeah, what happened to T-Girl Cindy? She just...
Cindy or Kitty?
Cindy,
we don't know. She
just
disappeared
from
in
planet Earth. We're just talking about one of our gals. Joni said, like you said, you used to have to live a year before getting to admire people like Sylvia Rivera and others trans who couldn't always get... Exactly. There's a lot to admire. Were you excited that first day you were prescribed hormones? Did you have any fears? I had been copping hormones on the sly for years before that. Okay, here and there and things. So it wasn't really super excited per se because it was still a very long road ahead. And I had a lot of responsibilities. I saw trans gals that walked away from the family and their responsibilities. You know, they would come home. One of them was a camera operator for ESPN or something like that.
Thank you, Lady Dragon.
had 5 kids. Okay, age 8 months to 10 years old or something like that. And I don't know if you remember that blonde gal down in Florida. What the hell was her name? Big mouth one that tried to be an advocate for trans, and the other one went down to Florida with, I can't think of her name right now. But this person had battled that feeling of being trans for uh, a few years, dressed and hiding, and then one day had to confront the family with, I think I'm transgender. And of course, you know, your average Latino family, Puerto Rican, Cuban family, they're going to have a huge issue with that. And of course, you're going to meet an immediate amount of resistance. It's like, and you know, get booted out of the house, and this, we can't have this. But instead of sticking around and fighting and continuing to demonstrate how much you loved your kids and how important they, you know, being there and trying to overcome that. Because my own girls didn't talk to me for 2 years, okay? But I didn't take that as a get out of jail free card. That I could just take off and say, well, you know what? When I broke the news to the family, you know what? They told me to hit the road. So I took that as hit the road. No, you know, you stay and fight so that you make sure your kids never turn to you one day and say, you know what? When you laid that news on us, you didn't stay and fight for us. You took off. If we really mattered to you, you would have tooth and nail and communicated, fought every day to communicate with us, even if we didn't talk to you. It's like I told my daughters, I said, I never want there to be a day when you'll be able to look at me and say you didn't care about us when we went or when we separated for a bit. They knew I continued to take care of my responsibilities, bills, tuitions, and all that kind of stuff. Now, some people on YouTube will say other things, but they don't know. You know, they will make up stories, they will make up lies and things like that because it fits their narrative of disliking. But I never shirk my responsibilities, which is why I have a wonderful relationship with my kids today. Now, I'm not amazing, really. There's a lot of amazing people out there that do amazing things. But I'm just saying, kids don't ask to be born, and we have a responsibility. So this person could never get right with the kids again, and it broke up the marriage. They got remarried and stuff, and it broke up the marriage for a while, and then uh, you know, it became a mess, and the person was psychologically, they could never go back to the family again. No matter how much they told them I love you and blah blah blah, blah, that the family would judge from that moment about being left high and dry. You know, it's very, very difficult. Oh, thank you, Welsh Dragon Lady. And I think that that's important. So we all have stories to tell. For you, you enjoy dressing. You have no intention of living like a woman. Yeah. So this is Tera's place on the train from New York to L.A. She's off in Albany. Okay, she doesn't want to go too far down the train. You're happy to just dress, right? You actually, like a lot of people, like a lot of dressers I know, they take it as an art form to see how close, just like at the places like Hamburger Mary's and places like that. The guys are just dressed up as women, and they go home as guys at the end of the day. To them,
Hamburger
it's
Mary's?
yeah.
I don't know. Is that here?
Well, the one in Las Vegas.
Oh.
Vegas. And they just see how much they can elevate the art form, and it's all an art to them. It's how closely they can mimic that. So, look, if you didn't make me question how people what they've. I don't think that you can let anybody move your needle. Jimmy.
Rita's Juicy Life.
Would anyone like to comment on cross-dressing versus being transgender? Well, that's why I have Tara here. She can certainly comment on that. Please try to bring back that legend, Missy Jen. Missy Jen is still around. She's uploading videos. I can't stand in the way of what somebody wants to do in life. And let's just say Missy Jen and I still communicate every single day. Okay, there's still a lot of love.
And Missy Jen can really expound on that subject and give
She
you
has.
and be good at it. She's really good at communicating that whole subject.
She's got tons of videos on the Missy Jen's Fun World channel. There's tons of content there about her own
She's an
person.
expert
Hey
on the
Ursa,
subject.
hey Ursa, yeah. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover was suspected as being a cross-dresser. Yes.
You too. You and Missy Jen, experts on the subject.
Well, I wouldn't say we're experts. I mean, she went the whole journey, and I found my happiness long before the end of the line. And I think that's the main thing. So I like the way I liked where I got off the train on my journey. And it made me psychologically happy. If I had gone any further, would it have contributed any to my happiness? It might have made for smoother sailing on YouTube. But YouTube does not define my happiness in life. The happiness in my life comes from here and from here, not from the outside in, or you should do this, or I don't think of you as a woman because you didn't have that done. Well, it just means that you're all caught up on the idea of a appendage of skin has just captivated your mind. You know what I'm saying? And for that, I'm sorry. But I don't take your definition of what makes female as my own definition, or what I call third gender, because I enjoy being the attributes of male and female in my life, not just one or the other. I see a lot of guys transition to female, and they try to be everything female that they can be, and they end up being miserable because they can't pull it off, and people, they disappoint themselves. For me, I don't care. If I'm happy, I'm happy. Yeah, she made a great tractor video in the house. Yeah, thumbs up are appreciated tonight, guys. We got almost 200 in here. We should have well over 100 thumbs tonight. So, what made you do? What made you do that? If I had the answer to that, Johnny, I'd probably be the richest psychiatrist or psychologist on planet Earth. That's the $1,000,000 question. What was it in my being that came forward? Because I can tell you one thing, and probably Joni Portwood, probably anybody, any other trans gal, Missy Jen would say and agree with this, and Missy Jen has agreed with this before. I would not wish being trans on anybody on planet Earth. Okay? Okay? I just, from the bottom of my heart, it's something I wouldn't wish on anybody. Okay? I wish it didn't hit me. Missy Jen wishes it didn't hit her. But we don't know where it comes from or what drives that. How you doing, Travis? Yeah, Alex said if we did not have cross-dressing experts in the FBI or spies, would not have such expert training in spying and costume. Exactly. Thank you, 355. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. So keep doing your cooking videos. Yeah, I have a good time. I have a good time doing that. I really do. So you can ask Tara too. She's been dressing for a lot of years. And what do you think made you want to dress? When did you first start really getting into dressing? Now, you've been married before.
Really getting into it would be, let me see, I went to Sears dressed up with the wig for the first time. I think that was let's see, it was 1992.
How's
So
timing?
92.
But what made you, let me put the question another way. 95%, 99% of guys are never going to have the urge to put on a wig and to go out and risk dressing as a woman just for shits and giggles, unless it's a stag party or drag, you know, something like that.
Well, a cross-dresser is stimulated,
Okay.
dressing up and portraying a female, not just clothes, but hair, makeup, even the way you walk and even the way you talk. It's just that that's a much more difficult thing to do, to talk like a female. So it's stimulating. It can be sexual. It can be stimulating, like excitement. You feel happy. You feel good. But it's a positive, good feeling.
And it has that feedback mechanism, like even being on here tonight when people compliment you and tell you that you do great, you know, dressing as, presenting as female and all that, and you have no worries.
That's different.
We go everywhere, you know, and
If cross dressing, you're going to enjoy it, whether people are you're gonna enjoy it whether people like it or not. Whether they're going to be happy with you looking like that, whether they're going to compliment you or not. You're gonna enjoy dressing up regardless. You're gonna enjoy dressing up in your house with the windows closed in the closet. But it's extra when people compliment you. Yes, it's extra. That's just like a regular female getting all hot to go out to a party with her husband or a dance, and she gets compliments. Yeah, everybody enjoys getting compliments, but a cross dresser gets stimulated. They enjoy dressing up, period.
yeah.
Whether people see them or not. I don't know where it came from. It just, like I said, when I was 5 years old, I put on my mom's boots
Yeah,
and enjoyed it.
I think maybe the difference for trans women is that they that's something else they see as an issue that they need to work through, and it really doesn't probably derive the enjoyment that a dresser derives out of
Yeah,
it.
I think I won't mention their names, but I have to agree. Cross dressing is completely different than transgender, transsexual.
Yeah,
Transgender, transsexual, you're wanting to be a woman. A cross dresser, you're just wanting to look like it for a while, and then go back. It ain't full time
yeah,
for a
yeah, and
cross
it's a
dresser.
different set of issue. You know, you're all about aesthetics and things like that, and you know, at the end of the day, you're going to show up at your job or whatever. You're going to be male. You're going to live your
And you're
life,
gonna
and
be happy as a
yeah, and you're going
male.
to be happy as a male. You're not going to have those identity
Yeah, it's not
issues.
right. But if you're transgender, you're not gonna be happy as
Right.
you want to be that other gender.
Now, one thing I will say is one thing I'm proud of myself is if you look at trans women on YouTube and dressers too, you start to find that the great bulk of them will upload and appear in their 20s and 30s. But then mysteriously, maybe when they get their 40s and certainly by their 50s, most of them have stopped uploading their lives. They've stopped putting their lives on blast on things like YouTube and places like that. We've seen infinite number of gals just disappear.
They're only
Ricky, Cindy, they just fade.
the
Okay.
journey stops when they complete their mission, because they have a set mind of, I'm going to film my journey transitioning. And then when it's over, it's over. They're not interested in uploading anymore because that journey's over with. They're a woman now.
Or
And
even some trans women detransition. And
no,
you stop to see their story. A friend of mine, Francis McGinnis, decided to detransition because Francis knew he wasn't going to get on hormones, and just it was something that he thought he could live without having to worry, but just went back to male mode. We know a lot of people detransition really when they get older. So I think in one way I kind of like it because people do look at me and my age, because I'm a very rare person at my age that's still being very public with um, living this life. And I've had people tell me, younger gals transitioning, that it is nice to have somebody that they can look at and say, "Wow, you can still you're still going strong. You know, you're still rolling down the road. You haven't had a blowout yet, or you know, your engine hasn't seized. You're still moving ahead." So I'm very proud of that. To keep putting that story out and keep giving hope to people that are younger, that you don't have to crash and hit the wall on that. Yes, I've seen Buck Angel. He's appeared on Howard Stern show. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. The greatest. So yeah, live chat reminder. And I appreciate you guys being in tonight. We've had a couple hundred people. Thank you, 355. I feel very young, but the greatest compliments I get is people say, "Wow, you're still here." You know, that we're here years ago. Thank you, Rita. People that were here years ago, and the way I say, "Wow, Rosie's still here." Yeah, you're still doing the daily on here and still grinding it out. I'm having as much fun today as I had in 2013, and the fact that it gives maybe somebody hope to know that there is life as you get older and you leave your glamour stage. And yeah, I know I'm bikini up and I enjoy that, makes me feel good about myself and gives a little thrill to the audience too. But by and large, I just live like everybody else on here and enjoy it. Exactly right. The role models for our young people, but do get counseling. I'm so pissed at our psychology community today and our psychiatric community. We have this instant please society. We need to gratify. You have to have instant gratification. You remember when Amanda May said she was able to walk into a clinic in New Hampshire, no counseling, no nothing, and walk out the door with a prescription for hormones. Do you remember that?
No.
Blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. Took him for a couple days, but didn't like the way that they made him feel, and he stopped taking those hormones. But I was shocked.
Oh, I remember she was taking them. Yeah.
Yeah, for about a week or
Couple
whatever, and
weeks.
just showed up, got the prescription. I'm like, what? You mean that it can actually happen? That they're just gonna give? That's like giving a loaded gun to somebody to. And I was in shock. And I think we need to protect. We thank you, Jacqueline. Old transgenders don't die; they just fade away. Bobby was over today. He came back. He came by today and hung out. Not me, not yet. My gender's changed on my license, but I have a lot of embroiling issues that cross several boundaries, one of which is the nation of China. And I have entanglements within China, which does not have recognition of trans and things like that, that there are certain things that I can or can't do until such time as I have property and other things within China that I have to maintain a certain legality to be able to continue to deal with that, present things like that. But as far as my license is definitely female here. Some use birth control to trans. Yeah, that's bad. Bill Ellis says you can buy estrogen and all hormones without prescription. That's a problem. That is a problem. Hi, Katie. How are
Katie?
you? How are you? Would you say I missed that question? Let me scroll up on that. Yeah, if we can get to 100 likes tonight, that would be great. Would you say all drag artists, female performers, or cross dressers? I really don't know the answer to that. That's a really good question. I don't know what it would be. I'm not sure. The Christmas song. So, but it's nice that two people can sit next to each other one that's a dresser and one that's gets every 2 weeks the estrogen injection and things that we find that common ground of friendship, and I think it's really remarkable that and Tara's, because Tara just shines through as a great, great, great person. Yeah, sad news about Eddie Van Halen. Have any of you ever been physically assaulted due to your appearance? No. No. The only insults that I've really, sometimes people will call you, hey, that's a dude on the street or something like that, because I don't really raise my voice and things like that. But the worst assaults and insults happen on social media platforms like YouTube. That's where the worst. That's where the worst damage is meted out, because people have that confidentiality that they can say anything. That's why I always admire people that don't have a presence or don't upload videos and don't show themselves on camera, and yet they can still be very nice on YouTube. Nobody knows who you are, but yet you still come out because your basic nature is decent and nice, and your nature is to be supportive of people and not to hurt people. Yeah, the bird cage. Yeah, yeah,
Thanks, Jen.
yeah. Take something much stronger than birth control stuff. If I went to jail, would it be a male one? No, I don't think so, Welsh lady. I mean, like in California here, they're having special facilities for trans gals and things. Might we listen to an edible? Van Halen solo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Eddie. I can't believe Valerie Bertinelli must be a little upset tonight. Yeah, Tara Boo's one of Jen's favorite people. That's right. But how old is Tara?
50.
50. Tara is the big 50. Like me, Noah was a Playboy the first time. I'm not judged by my looks. Yeah. I don't like that people have said, I think that you can't be trans if you can't take hormone. I think our transitions are all different. What would I say to the person that physically can't take it, Joni Poitwood? Would I dare to call that person any less trans? Suppose they had an issue of blood clotting. When I first moved to the rancho here, there was a gal here. I can't even remember what the hell her name was. When I first bought the rancho and we hung out, she was in my she was in my counseling class. She was 6 feet 5 inches tall, and probably 150 pounds. And unfortunately, when she started on hormones, she developed a terrible blood clot in her leg that almost killed her. That was the end of her. That was the end of her physically being able to transition. But you know what? It did not stop her one bit. She continued to dress and do the very best that she could, because she had to live with the feelings inside of herself. It wasn't a game to her. So sometimes things happen. Oh, I know. You're too scared. You might smother them with that chest. I know. Valerie and Wolfie were with him. Oh, okay, Cheryl. That's pretty cool. Glad Deborah Aaron and Bruce Springsteen are still going strong. Exactly. Oh, you're sweet, Cereal. My dad died of a heart attack. So you need to be careful. You need to protect your health, you know. So Joni, I would agree. To me, it doesn't mean, in the scheme of things, it doesn't diminish the currency because you're not on hormones. You may be in an area of the country where doctors just refuse to write those prescriptions and things, where you can't get that. Francis ran into that in where in the hell did Francis live? Down in Jacksonville first or something? Couldn't get a doctor to even go to counsel. The doctor's like, no way, no how. So.
What's the other name for hormones? The scientific name, do you know?
Oh, I don't know. They call it HRT, I guess. Things like that. Yeah, well, Joni, that's why you have to kind of hold your head up high, and you got to be a role model for other people yourself. You even more so have to be a role model. You have to get above that feeling of wanting to strike out. You've got to show people that it's possible to live that life that you want to live. even though you don't have hormones and access to things, because you make up very well. Okay.
Hi, Cheryl.
And how do you feel about yourself? Right. You deal if you're doing this for you truly. Exactly, Alex. It isn't. How old were you when you were trans? Probably much later. I would say 45 years old. And I wouldn't even. I don't even know if it's trans. It might be. It could. You know, I have to own the fact it could be a mental issue. Okay. Some people have pointed out to me, Rosie, you love to play the, to be the sexy gal and bikini around and bounce around and do all that. And you might have what's called autogenophilia, which is a, diagnosis of, you know, love of the thought of yourself as a woman. So, go figure. Oh, thank you, Katie. You're so sweet. Thank you, baby doll.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you very, 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 very much, honey. Yeah, so we all find our own place. I just happen to be that kind of trans gal that's like a exhibitionist, entertainer. I'm very out there. Most trans gals are very, very demure. They're very soft spoken. They tend to be. Uh, when you say mostly on the shy side and kind of retiring, and they don't want to be out there, and they don't want to be noticed too much out there. Yeah, nature has many variations. So, um, oh, thank you, Angus. But that's the reality. But then again, many of us deal with, if let's put it this way, if it is a mental health issue, many of us deal with mental health issues every day. We have pandemics.
Wouldn't you say most people,
yes,
including me, have some kind of mental issue? I mean, I admit I'm sure I've got some kind of mental issue.
But the question is, are you happy? And have you made strides and taken strides to make those that are significant in your life happy? I can look at Missy Jen and say unequivocally yes. Everything within my power I could do to enhance Missy Jen's quality of life and her happiness. Perhaps that's why Jen still loves me to this day, and I love Jen. That's the real deal. That there is that caring aspect of not leaving a wake of destruction behind you. I think that's critical.
Hi,
I wish I was a man and have been attracted to women. That's fine, Aquarius. That's we all have things I'm convinced of. So if mine is a mental issue, then I'm in plenty of company with other people that battle things like depression. And the question is, am I happy? And the answer is yes, extraordinarily happy with my life. Could it be better? We could always have better lives, We could always have better lives. Richard Smith, I'm not in any position to comment on Mallory Williams. She's making her opinion quite clear on me. But again, that's not somebody I feel that's worth clapping back and getting involved in. We all have opinions. The question is, how do you let the opinion affect you in your life? Dandy Dan says anyone who claims they have no mental issues is either in denial or lying. It's a very difficult world we live in today. You can't tell me that our president has not been mentally challenged, especially this year in 2020 with the hits of pandemic and the
What do you do if you lost your home in Santa Rosa from a fire?
Yeah,
that alone would make you lose your mind.
Trauma. Thank you, Jackie, sweetie. Thank you so much, honey.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thank you for sharing, being open. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Very, very, very sweet of you. Being honest. So, other people brought that to my attention about, probably Rosie has this identification. This is probably what it is. And I think there could be some validity to that. But I always return with the question, but am I happy? And the answer is always inevitably yes. And I find that a lot of trans women are really miserable. And I hate to say that. You don't find many trans gals that are truly, truly happy and really together in their lives. I think a lot of them battle constant issues, and it takes a lot of strength to overcome and live your best life. Like doctor, dentist recording record amount of patients unconsciously grinding their teeth at night. Yeah, that bruxism and all that. So we're all under pressure. This is not, and the people that pull out the religious card, this is not the era when Jesus Christ walked the earth, okay? When we can argue that life was on a much more simple plane, things were much more black and white than they are today. We have the cross currents of rights and respect with typical gender roles and the way that women are increasing in status in society and men are having to redefine themselves. It's a much more complicated world. I think clear-cut morality and things is much more of a gray area. It's much more difficult to suss out these days. Hey, Nancy.
Nancy?
No, I don't dox anybody. I have 400 people's addresses from Christmas cards in the past. Never in my life have I doxed anybody out on YouTube. It's not my thing. Everybody knows where I live, but that's okay. That's all right. Yeah, the Missy. I'm gonna get a refill here, Tara. Are you okay?
Yep.
All right, take over for a couple minutes.
Ooh, hello, Alex, Molly, Bill, Dandy, Jackie, Mr. Nice Guy. Patricia, Jenny, and Nurse D. Just Me.
I'm gonna try a little of this Woodford, Tara. I haven't had this since you were here last time.
It isn't only for me; it's for everybody.
I know, but I'm not as much on the wood as you are on that. So let's give a taste of that.
Hello, Bill. Do a little dance, make a little love. Hi, 60K. Mark.
Oh, thank you, Jenny. You're so sweet, Jenny B.
Hi, Mark.
Yeah, thank you, D. Yeah,
Richard.
I would have no. I'm not one to go in. I'm not a drama community member. I would rather walk away from a fight than fight, and I would never mix it up to the point where I would release somebody's docs and things.
Richard, I'll answer that. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm a cross-dresser.
There we go. That's pretty good. All right, thank you, Jen. Thanks for coming in. Marge is fluttered. I love Rose. Oh, thank you, 355. You guys should play some Van Halen. I don't want to play any Van Halen in the background. The older I get, the more antisocial I get. Yeah, I don't know. Life is pretty good. You know what's working out for me is that being back at work part time, and I had to ask Tara to forgive me this morning. I had to run out for a bit to.
It gave me a whole hour to record something for TikTok.
That's good. So I gave Tara a little time here. I had to run out for an hour or so and get some things done. But working again has. It's a nice feeling to be productive. Not that I hadn't worked 46 years and I thought earned the right to chill out and relax a little bit, but it's nice to be productive again.
Hi, Aquarius.
Bipolar depression comes from a lot of stigma. I wouldn't wish it on how I do live my life. Good for you, Dave. Yeah, Dan says it takes more courage to walk away than to stand and fight. And I've never seen a fight on YouTube that came to a successful conclusion.
Hi, next page.
I hear people in the drama community. I'm moving away from the drama community, and the next week that they're in there doing the drama streams again. It can be very addictive in a in a psychologically debilitating way over the long haul. I think we've seen people whose whose histories have been unveiled here in very negative ways, that have had suicides revealed in their families, and very, very sad aspects of life that they've had to personally cope with, and things that have been laid just
Mm.
flesh bare here on YouTube, and it can be a very, very brutal. The court of YouTube can be very harsh, very, very harsh.
Yeah, Cheryl said my wig looks like Whitney Houston's hair.
That's cool.
Did you like
You
Whitney
gonna
Houston?
sing? You gonna sing us some Whitney? Of course, I love Whitney
Nobody
Houston.
can
And
sing.
I will always love you.
Do you
Yeah,
think?
I went to the Bodyguard. I got my somebody. I don't know where how in the hell I saw that. Yeah, yeah, I liked Whitney Houston, of
Do you think
course.
she had the best Super Bowl national anthem?
I don't know. I don't know if she had the best.
What's your favorite national anthem? Super Bowl.
Who did last year? I thought was quite good. I can't remember who did 2019, 2020 Super Bowl. Who sang the national? I thought that was good. I don't know whether it was Alicia Keys or who in the hell sang it.
Oh,
So
you're an Alicia Keys fan.
I am an Alicia Keys fan. I think she's tremendous. Yeah, I love her. Yeah.
You'd like to take her on a date, huh?
Well, amongst other things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was hot in that old commercial.
You ever go to the Night of 1,000 Dollies? I don't think I've ever heard of that before, Jason. I don't think I've heard of that. Thank you, Mr. Nice Guy. Angels are real. How about that? Remember that old weird site when I was metal detecting? Birds aren't real, right? .com. Birdsaren'treal.com. I would agree with that, Dan. Good night, Welsh Dragon Lady. Thanks so much for coming in tonight and adding to the conversation. That was so sweet. Yeah, Tara has a great collection. Yes, she does.
Yeah, Gladys Knight and the Pips or Pimps.
I never liked Gladys Knight. I never. What's my favorite holiday? I would have to say Christmas is my favorite holiday. Then number two would be Easter, and then number three would be Thanksgiving. Then number four would be Halloween. I think would be my pecking order. Of that, what's your favorite, JP Perez? What's your favorite holiday? Synthetic, Richard. Some of it's synthetic. I don't think there's any horsehair. Some is human hair. People donate or they'll pay people for that. So Gladys Knight and the Pips, yeah. Oh, that midnight train to Georgia. Ooh. Demi Lovato, thank you. She was pretty good, Candy Smith. Demi Lovato was nice. I've seen I want a pretty wig. Well, you're already a pretty gal. Whitney Houston's still the gold standard for all Super Bowl performances. More than 20 years later, Whitney's pre-recorded version of the national anthem stands as most stunning. Well, to me, that's a cheat, Cheryl, because it was pre-recorded. Okay.
Did you start to cry? I did.
I don't think I did.
She was amazing. Because we didn't expect
The only time I cried was 2012 when the Ravens almost gave away the Super Bowl to
when
the
you played
49ers.
Alan,
Almost, but the Ravens still emerged as victors, huh?
I was starting to cry when you played Alan Jackson here last time.
Oh, remember when?
Because I never didn't know that song was so good.
Oh, that's Alan Jackson is great. Life was good, do 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 do. Remember when? Ooh. Thank you, Elmer. You're very sweet. Hello, Emerald Owl, and this is Emerald Owl. This is my friend Tara here. Johnny Nash. I hope Johnny Nash didn't die today. Many of them are pre-recorded. Yeah, Roseanne Barr got the lowest. Do you have a curly wig? I don't think I have a curly wig. I don't know. I would feel like I'm in a 17th century opera or something if I had a curly wig. I would want to play the J.G. Wentworth. If you've a structured settlement and you need cash now, call J.G. Wentworth 8777 cash 877 cash now. If you the Dead, the Grateful Dead, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Molly. Molly and I always appreciate you being here, honey. You're one of those kind of unsung heroes on the side chat. You show up, you're positive, you add to the conversation, and you are a great supporter. If we could get to, we're only 7 away from 100 thumbs up tonight. That would be awesome if we could reach that. Wow, Johnny Nash. I almost fought a dude named Marchetti. Never found out if he related. The great Gino Marchetti of the great defensive tackle of the Baltimore Colts.
Were you
Championship team 58-59, huh?
Did you ever subscribe to the Wall Street Journal newspaper?
Yes. Yep. And the Globe and Mail and the Financial Times of London. Yeah.
And does E.F. Hutton not exist anymore?
No, E.F. Hutton, Loeb, Lehman, Koob, Harriman got absorbed by American Express. American Express, Kuhn, Loeb, Lehman. There was a huge long names like Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Finner,
Okay,
Smith,
2 banks had joined together.
Yeah, Pierce, Finner, and then Payne Weber, Jackson Curtis, Mitchell Hutchins. There's all, what happened to Payne Weber? What happened to Bear Stearns? The big names.
Wall Street Journal still exists.
Oh, yes.
But on computer, huh?
Well, you can still pick up print copies of the Wall Street Journal, Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. We just crested over 100 tonight. Thank you. Yeah, Johnny Nash died this morning. Oh, man. American reggae and pop singer-songwriter. Oh, thank you, Kyle. Yeah, that commercial. J.G. Wentworth. That's it. Thoughts on Burger Planet in Cambodia again? I wonder what the attraction is. There's so many other places to go in Asia. Why not go into Myanmar? Right? What was the old Burma? Why don't you go into Laos? Or why don't you go into Da Nang or Hanoi or someplace that's the only thing I would say to Burger Planet. But Burger Planet would say to me, why do you go to Vegas all the time, Rosie? And Burger Planet knows me. Why do you go to Vegas all the time? Because it's our touchstone. We love it. Okay, so, I remember him in Thailand and all that. So do what the hell you want to do.
Hi, Sunny girl.
Go off screen and trade wigs. How do you feel about the death of Eddie Van Halen? I feel like I'm getting older. I always, as I said this afternoon on my stream, I always crushed on Valerie Bertinelli.
I don't remember what you look like.
One Day at a Time. Bonnie Franklin, and the older sister was a druggie. I can't remember what her name was, and I just always crushed on Valerie Bertinelli. She was just really, really cutie. She had that little button nose, and she was cute. I mean, there's certain girls like a younger Rachel Ray, right? There are just certain girls that are like the girl next door. They're the all-American looking girl.
Good night, Sherry.
Good night, Sherry. Hi, Lisa. They're not going to be the glamour girls, but they're adorable.
Oh, is there a Michael's near here?
Yeah. Yep.
We forgot to go there.
We'll go. We were planning that for tomorrow after our Grossman's thing tomorrow. Did you not forget Grossman's? Did you forget Grossman's in the morning? We were going to go to Grossman's.
Morning or lunch?
We was going to go in late morning, lunch. What did it matter? Have something light? Grossman's Deli? Did you forget?
There's nothing light at a deli.
Yeah, Grandpa was born in Burma. Yeah, she was thinking cute. Hey, Zoe, so I feel like a part of me has kind of passed away with Eddie Van Halen today. I was big John Bon Jovi, and Van Halen really defined the 80s for me. he really signified MTV and what really put. He was just at the right place at the right time when CD sales were taking off and MP3s, and it just exploded. That whole uh, um, MTV just exploded like Van Halen and Whitesnake and Bon Jovi and ZZ Top and all those great Grateful Dead. First time ever they went commercial and more people knew them because of MTV. Most people had never even seen Grateful Dead, but they'd heard the cult of Grateful Dead. Then when they had Touch of Grey and those kind of things for the first time, people would see visually Jerry Garcia and Mickey Hart, and they, it was an amazing time. It was,
Did you ever like Punked from MTV?
yeah, I mean, I was early days downtown Julie Brown and the very early days of MTV. Oh, thank you. I love my Mexico travel poster too. What's up, Vegas Vixen?
Hi,
Ooh,
Rory.
she wants to give a howl with a booby bump.
She wants a woo, Tara. Give us a.
Give us a howl with a booby bump. Look at the. I don't want to go.
There.
There you go. How you doing, Vegas Vixen? Good to see you. Ozzy Osbourne is still going strong. Yeah, I can't believe Keith Richard, right? I mean, people thought Keith Richard looked like he was dead 25 years ago, right? The guy's still still chooching
Oh, I'm
along.
thinking of Cliff Richardson.
Yeah, hi Debbie, I'm doing good. Yeah, Madonna MTV. You guys probably don't even remember, downtown Julie Brown in 1980s with MTV. Yeah, Snoop Doggy Doggy. Remember all that stuff. Home at last. There's Jackie. Beer o'clock time. There you go. It's like the fist pumping with tit days. Exactly. How you doing, Vegas Vixen? Hey, Dodgy. How are you tonight? Glad to see you guys this evening. Thanks for hanging out tonight with Tara. Thank you, Brooke. Hi, Brooke. Kind of a different hangout tonight, but we covered a lot of honest stuff, honest talk here on YouTube tonight. Bridging over from Joni Portwood's chat. So, Tara, do you check your messenger? Messages went away.
No, there's too many messages from too many people. I can't read them all. It's just too many.
GTV said, "What's keeping Keith Richards alive?" I think good drugs. That's what I think is keeping Keith Richards alive. Haven't seen Tara in forever. Yeah, well, how's it going with you, Vegas Vixen? Next time I come down, which will be at the end of next week, it's about time we got together this time. Hang out, have some dinner with us. Come on down to California with us, have some dinner and hang out down there, and do a little Fremont Street chooch with us. Okay, promise me. Promise me. Yeah, the drugs preserved him instead of killing him. But I have a lot of respect for Keith Richards for he was one bruised and battered looking dude, but he's still going strong. People say that about Bobby. Bobby, you're skinny and lanky, but Bobby just there's certain people that just have very long genes, and Bobby just keeps rolling on. So, just finished your Stanford class. All right. Zoe says, Tara, do you like Vegas?
I like Vegas. I haven't
Good night,
been.
D. I sent you my digits if you want to text me something. Just make sure you put your name in there. Tell me how much you love me and send me that naughty picture. Juice, what's going on?
Hi, D.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Zoe asked if you like Vegas.
I do. And then when I was there last?
When your dad? Don't tell me.
Yeah.
God darn, how long ago was that?
I think it was 80, 88.
Wow.
90.
Now, where did you stay? Do you remember where you stayed when you went to
The one with the cowboy. Goes like that on the big sign with
downtown or out on the strip?
I don't know.
Okay. I know that I don't know, Big Tex or Big Vic, Vic it was called. Uh,
It was a
Vic down
cheap
there.
one.
Thank you, DM. Take from six. Anybody, somebody physically was out there due to various parties, did not remember a whole hell of a lot. I would agree with that, Jacqueline. What's up, Jews? Being that the Raiders are in Vegas, are you a fan? I was my pecking order of fandom was always like, first was the Baltimore Colts, and then they got spirited off to Indianapolis. And luckily, we got the Browns shifted into Baltimore. Luckily, the Browns got their own team. They're looking good this year. But then the Ravens became, and luckily, the Ravens have won two Super Bowls already in their relatively short history in the NFL. So I've always been a Ravens fan. I grew up with a wonderful sports tradition of always having excellence in sports teams in Baltimore between the Orioles and the Colts. We were spoiled, obviously, especially how shitty the Orioles have performed over, but they're getting a little better. Then number one, number two, of course, when I moved to the Bay Area, the San Francisco, bless you, the San Francisco 49ers. I adopted them also as a team. And also, I could not help but rooting, the history of the Raiders and the black hole and how teams hated to come to Oakland and play football and how tough they're. I like that sort of toughness of the Raiders, but they went through a lot of tough years here, and we're already seeing some disappointment in 2020 now, and with the Raiders. They just seem to be a tough luck kind of team. I don't know. They just seem to be a tough luck team. Yeah, Pittsburgh was always Baltimore and Pittsburgh have always had this intense rivalry between. There's a lot of fever pitch of sports dislike between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. They're two of the great rivalry cities in sports, just like Dallas and what used to be the Redskins, I guess, and the Giants and the Dodgers, those kind of things. So, how you doing, Miss Phoebe? I like the Raiders when Bo Jackson played. I just like the legacy of the black hole, and they always had this idea the Raiders like they're just mean and tough and brutal.
One of
Fans.
the most popular football teams of all time.
Yeah,
Because of that.
exactly. On birthday, thank you. Well, happy birthday to you, Elmer. No, Tera fights this dust mite thing. We both kind of sometimes, when I clear my throat, get that post nasal kind of drip thing. Cal Ripken, exactly. Well, I grew up in the era of Boog Powell and Jim Palmer, Dave McNally, and all the greats. Paul Blair, Earl Weaver, the Earl of Baltimore, all of that. So good stuff. Good stuff. 1979 Cleveland Browns. I go all the way back to like when the Chicago White Sox had disco night at Comiskey Field, and they just turned into a friggin' riot. People were throwing records on the field, and it was just one of the biggest disasters in sports. Also, the famous Baltimore turkey drop, which they modeled WKRP in Cincinnati out of the couple teams had frozen turkey drops for Thanksgiving, and it almost ended up killing some people on the ground, dropping frozen turkeys out of helicopters for a giveaway at games and things.
You and I both agree that guy should be inducted in the Hall of Fame. The guy who broke the record for most hits of all time. What's his name?
Pete Rose, of
Pete
course.
Rose.
Gambling shouldn't have anything to do with his on-field performance with a
No.
bat. Eventually it'll come around. You have to go through a certain penance period. Probably after he's dead or whatever, then it'll be a reality. Like Green Bay and Chicago Bears, that's a good rivalry. I used to take the light rail to see Cal Ripken in Baltimore, but it's not safe anymore. Exactly, Debbie. And my mother when she was alive, She had one of the greatest pieces of baseball memorabilia that you will ever have. She had Cal Ripken's agent was a guy named Shapiro. Okay. My mother's best friend's son worked with him in the law office, Ben Shapiro, a sports agent. When Cal Ripken they knew the night he would break the record in Baltimore for consecutive games played, break Lou Gehrig's amazing record of the Iron Man record from the 1930s or whatever. She was invited to go to that game. And she was such a big fan, she had been given box seat 0001 at that game. She was directly behind home plate at seat number one. They gave her that ticket. And when she came into that game, Cal Ripken came up before the game. She did not have to turn in her stub. She did not have her stub torn at the ticket. She had the complete ticket. Cal Ripken came over and signed that ticket, complete
He's
ticket.
a good-looking man.
Signed that ticket. Now you tell me today what that ticket from that game would be worth, unbroken, both parts of that ticket.
Well, where did it go?
Seat 0001.
Between you and your brothers and sisters.
I think my younger brother, who was a real baseball freak, got that. So that was really cool. Yeah, how you doing, boss? Nice to see you. We got boss 510 in the chat. Nice to see you.
Oh, hi, boss.
There's somebody down in the Bay Area, in the East Bay Area. I'm looking forward to meeting her. Blame the Oakland politicians for the team moving twice. The only U.S. city. Jacqueline, I blame. Oakland has always had the second city syndrome, and they have suffered, but I think there's a lot of good future for Oakland in terms of gentrification, people leaving San Francisco and things like that. Chino Hills. No, I'm not from Chino Hills. I'm pretty far from there, yeah. Brooks Robinson played 23 seasons. I want to build a sailboat in the future. Should I go for the plans that's easier that I know I can do, or go for the harder when it's nice and go for it? Push yourself, Joni. Go for the one that's going to challenge you. You'll have much more satisfaction building the one that's going to challenge your skill set. And take your time. Just do everything precisely. Cut every piece, every angle. 1 a.m. Thank you, Dandy Dan. Thank you for coming in tonight. Jenny B, off to bed. Good night, sweetie. Yeah, Tera's amazing all the way around. Yes, she is. Tera is amazing all the way around. Yeah, her ticket is worth a fortune, and it's going to be worth a lot more. Think about that. 0001. Seat 0001. Unbroken ticket. Signed by Cal Ripken. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing piece of...
did Cal ever win a World Series?
Yes, he did. 1983. Yeah.
When he was young.
Yeah. The Orioles won in 66, 70. I think they won again in 83. Not sure if they won another one. I know 66 when I was a kid. I was 8 years old, and they beat the Dodgers 4 straight. Then in 70, they beat the Reds 4 out of 5 games. Brooks Robinson beat the Big Red Machine. He was amazing on third base. They called him the human vacuum. You couldn't get anything past him down the line. Then they lost to the Pirates in 71 and 79. And then in 83, they won the World Series again. Yeah, it was Boog Powell used to sell, had the pit beef down there, yeah. Used to have the pit beef down there, yeah. I'm afraid of 2021, JP Perez. JP Perez says, Rosie, are you ready for 2021? What do you feel about 2021?
Bad. It'll be worse. I'm just guessing.
I hate to say that. I think 2021 is going to be worse. Okay, Elmer, thank you. Um, this lighting makes me look red. It's better up here, but I think it's going to be. I think 2021 is going to be a horrendous year. I think it's when all the chickens are going to come home to roost. Good night, Molly. Thank you. Great to see you, sweetie. Thank you. It can't suck any worse in 2020. I don't know. Anytime in life people say things can't get worse, I just kind of wonder. I just kind of wonder. Just kind of wonder. I mean, I get a little nervous about 2021. I would say I think the odds are at this point in time, if the election was held today, I think pretty much Biden would be. I don't think it
Oh,
would.
yeah, Rosie and I were talking. I think because of what Trump did with the stimulus, he gave up the election.
Now you think today was because we were sitting there having our brunch today, and all of a sudden I told Tara I was sitting there watching the market. It was up like 200, and then all of a sudden it dove almost 400 points. I'm like, what the hell happened? Then the flash came across Bloomberg that Trump called off stimulus talks. And what was the first thing you said
Well,
when I told you?
that was a good sandwich I was eating.
What was the second thing you said?
You were having a good sandwich.
What's the third thing?
I like the
Trump's
screw
going to
Raquel
be,
Welch.
yeah. What was the fourth thing? That's the end
Trump
of the
will
election.
lose,
Yeah, that would be the end of the election. Well, we got to be realistic about things. It won't surprise us, right? It's been a rough road. Um, I don't know what the future holds. I do hope for the future. Jacqueline says you'll never again see a baseball team having 4 20-game winners such as the 71 Orioles. What happened in the World Series? Just ran out of gas, Jacqueline. Uh, uh, we lost in '69 to the Mets. Remember the amazing Mets, and then won in '70, and then '71. We're back in the World Series, and Pittsburgh was a very tough team. Roberto Clemente. And then we were back in '79 with Pittsburgh again with Willie Stargell. So they were two very excellent World Series that went right down to the wire. Nobody got cheated on those series. So we all better plan on wearing a face shield. Well, I'm just saying, Angus, I think we're going to have to be wearing masks well into 2021. And would you agree a mask is almost a common part of going out these days? I can't imagine not going out without a mask anymore.
Wasn't Japan wearing masks even before we had a virus anywhere?
Yeah, because of the pollution and things on the streets.
It's going to be a worldwide thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is okay, wear a mask to the grocery store. You don't need to.
Opiami is horses for courses, exactly. Yeah.
As long as you don't wear a mask at home, it's okay. I'm not going to watch a baseball game with a mask on here in your own home.
Tough gal there. Yeah, I think masks are smart. If it can prevent one person from getting a transmission of the virus, I think it's worth it. Plus, it shows me how adaptable people are over time. Like when I just raise the mask when I go into stores or I'm around people, and then when I'm not, I just lower it down, and I'm so used to it. Let's see. Mark says, Tara, do you fly? You always fly, right?
I always fly.
Yeah. You don't drive. Tell them about that incident on the road in San Diego years ago.
I don't want to repeat that.
You don't want to repeat it. But she had a kooky. Somebody changed lanes like right in front of her. Just didn't even look, and she gets all spooked about being on the highway and stuff with these crazy ass drivers. I was with you one time. We were looking around for dinner, and some asshole came right in front of you, and it was crazy. Wear your damn mask. Yeah. So, Janet, if you want to come up for lunch or something tomorrow, let me know. If you want to hang out, we can defer Grossman's for another day, and we can just have a nicer lunch somewhere else up here in Santa Rosa. So, I think that would be pretty cool. Come up and spend a few hours, and we'll record a little video. Have a good time. Let's see. Cheryl says my son wears a mask when he's around us now because he's out there. Yeah, well, that's good, Cheryl. How was your flight?
I don't play Fallout 76 anymore, Secret Agent.
Yeah, and Mark said, how was the flight?
It was bumpy.
Jetstream was right there on right.
I sat next to a farmer.
How did you put it? There were a couple girls with really nice racks or something, and you were keeping your fingers crossed, and you ended up with the farmer on the plane.
Yeah.
Poor Tara is like, you could have had premium seating right there with those gals, right? You ended up with the farmer on there. Yeah, lunch would be great, Janet. So maybe come up around, maybe hit her around noon, and yeah, we'll get some lunch and then come back and do a little. Maybe we'll do a little afternoon hangout for an hour or so. Been suggesting wear a plastic face shield. I've noticed more people have been watching. I noticed I'm seeing more people with plastic shields too, besides mask. I'm not sure if I'm going to go the plastic shield.
It don't work. It's the virus is. It's little particles in the air that
You told me what's unusual about this virus is it just suspends itself in the air.
So that shield ain't gonna work. You need a face mask that prevents any of those little particles from entering your.
Hi, Sandy.
Your mouth.
Let's see. They want to know Janet and Janet and Miss Phoebe says was the farmer wearing overalls?
No, but he really looked like a farmer. He didn't have overalls, no.
A lot of the wine crop is ruined here. A lot of
maybe he was a wine.
Probably was because we don't really have farmers per se because the land is way too expensive for farms. But a lot of the grapes have been ruined by the smoke taint here in the area, especially over in Napa County. A lot of the grapes have been
grapes
destroyed.
Are sensitive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So a lot of the grapes are going to have to just be, plowed under.
You know what?
Which is a shame because that's millions and millions of dollars an acre for that land over there. So it's going to be a huge blow to Napa County's production.
You know what? Creepy crawlies are on grapes everywhere, don't you?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a wine drinker.
They're famous for Black Widows.
Oh, yeah.
Grapes.
Yeah. Let's see. Both are good together. Protects out like cigarette smoke hanging in the air. Hi, Rosie. Here in Oklahoma, probably only 30% of the people use the mask, from what I've heard. Hey, Johnson, let me ask you this: how's the infection rate there? I don't hear a lot about Oklahoma. They're talking a lot about the Midwest and how the rates are zooming higher. Wisconsin and other places. Hi, Vicky. What is the
Vicky?
What is the rate in how is Oklahoma doing in the pandemic?
Well, Juice would know, right?
Yeah, Juice would know. I think Juice would know. I really don't know the answer to that. I know they're talking about the Midwest. Well, you can always tell when I have a little bit of bourbon, right?
Really?
There's the boss.
Hi, boss.
So how is Vicky tonight? It's low. Juice says it's low. Shield is BS. Step up from PSI. Up complicity. Fugliness. PSI. Of complicity, fugling. I don't know. I've seen more and more pictures of. I've seen more and more pictures of people wearing shields. So I don't know. Seems to be just seeing more pictures in the press and things of people wearing shields. Vicky said, "I've had better days. I'll bet you have, sweetie. Bet we all have." Mark said it's spiking again here in Texas. That's a shame. Shield and mask makes a good pair. Oklahoma appears to be doing not great. Okay, Cheryl. Totals in Oklahoma, total 93,000. Recovered deaths are 1,066. Isn't that where Trump had that big rally in Tulsa that everybody got all, or Oklahoma City? I don't know. I really don't know much about what's going on down in Oklahoma and stuff. It's only only on a slightly upswing. Uh, the place I knew would be worth watching was New York City. I knew that they kind of bottomed out, but once people start moving about and people start traveling to New York, you're going to start having surges. And I know that the mayor, Bill de Blasio, wanted to isolate and lock down several zip codes in Queens and Brooklyn. But the governor said no. So I don't know what that's going to mean. So we'll see. Any day I get up is a plus for me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got a notorious mask. It rocks. That's pretty cool. I'm not seeing a shield here. Why are they wheeling shields? I guess PJ for a double protection. But Tera's already indicated she's not going to.
The shields came out early.
They did start early because dentists have worn shields.
And then recently Yahoo News says that the scientists have learned that this is a bunch of particles that just suspend in the air.
I mean, I was glad when my dentist had rotten breath, so when he started wearing a full shield, I was very happy when he leaned into me with a shield on. He was sucking in his own stink from being let's see. I think he might just go on vacation until a vaccine is given out. Well, I'm just living my life. Angus said, "Tara, it's good to see you. Would have been here early, but I get." Oh, I'm sorry, Angus. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Cheryl's got the stats out of Oklahoma. Yeah, boss is in undisclosed location. So we'll see. That's Music Biz Marty on there, not Moriarty. Moriarty. Yesterday closed the DMV tag agent's office. Okay. I don't know. I want to be optimistic. I have a lot of hope for the future. But like I said, I suspect that Biden will win the election. I don't think it'll be significant. I mean, like Tara said today, the stimulus being yanked off before the election was probably, as soon as I mentioned it, Tara, she's like, well, that's the end of that. That's the end of that election. So our school kids are getting in now. Johnson, are you saying the DMV closed their tag agent's office in Oklahoma? I don't know. Juice, be careful out there. Juice is like, the hell with that. I'll blow it out of the sky with my shotgun there. Juice is tough as nails. I'm just gonna have one more finger here. Are you okay, Tara?
Yep.
This Elijah Craig, woo! Oh yeah, man, I've made mincemeat out of this stuff. All right. Oh, yeah, be careful. And some schools have shut back down. CB's the common flu, nothing more, nothing less. I don't know. Coronavirus common flu, they had that whole article on how it's different. Ah, that's good. The president was on a Twitter storm tonight. I don't know. I think last one out, turn off the lights on that deal. Damage control. I don't know. How come we never hear anything in Canada? Huh? How does Canada stay so cool, Cheryl? How do things always stay so cool in Channel? Oh, Mark said he's bringing back the stimulus watch tomorrow. Okay.
Hi, Joshy.
What's up, Joshy? What's up? Noted. I said it doesn't look good at this moment in time. At this moment in time. That's what I said. I can't, I don't know, Joshy. I don't know. I knew you'd show up with the Vegas betting line. Here it is. You want to bet me, Rosie? Let's see. Marty says Trump was never obese. He was barely overweight. Good to see you, Jossie. I hope you're staying healthy, my friend. Let's see. Drew says, Josh, you bring him. You always were a socialist. We don't get any stimulus and don't think a mask is infringement on our right. Yeah, nice to see you too, Joshy. Tell me you're healthy and everything's okay there in the greater Denver area. In the greater Colorado area. My money and vote is on Trump. Okay, well, you definitely don't equivocate on that. So you definitely 51-41 Biden. There's Janet. How you doing, J.A.? I went to the bank today and none of the workers had masks on. Wow. Nobody getting a stimulus unless they get vaxxed. The vaccination will be part of it. You won't get money unless you get the vax. I'll do the vax. All is well and I'm doing good. Good. Did you call me, Mr. Wolf? Are you a wolf? I like guys that are kind of like wolves. Wolves. They're exciting and dangerous. Girls always kind of like bad boys anyway. Wouldn't you agree that women like bad boys a lot of times?
Not all of them, but
great majority of them like the adventure and the excitement that the bad boy brings to the table. Oh my God, $1,000 on the Bills to win the AFC East. Ah! Josh is always pulling out that money. Debbie Lynn, hey now. Debbie Lynn.
Hi, Debbie Lynn.
Greenville, South Carolina. How the hell are you? What's up, Debbie Lynn? How you doing, babe? Well, same to you, huh? Jackie says, our general election will be the 17th of October for New Zealand. What about, don't we have Canadian Thanksgiving coming up?
Don't know.
Cheryl, when is Canadian Thanksgiving? I always have to remember that date to wish my Canadian friends. There it is. Jossie said 500 on the Padres. That's doable.
Josh, she's drinking right now.
No. Tera's like, well, they lost their 2 pitchers out of the, but they're still there, you know.
Yeah, but what's the score, Janet? Good to see you, Joshy. You're still around.
Oh, it's this weekend. Okay, well, Cheryl, God bless. Have a happy Thanksgiving, honey, and all of my friends. Norma, little bit flu. Okay, well, be careful, Elmer. Be careful. I got my flu shot the other day. I fear for Florida, Janet. I legitimately do. The reason being is you'll have so many people from New York and so many snowbirds coming down to go to Florida. And I am just afraid that Florida will be a hotbed because of the population average goes way up in wintertime with the snowbirds. And I worry that it's just going to become a death camp down there this winter. I have a feeling in my gut that Florida is just going to be a bloody death camp down there. And I've never said that before about anything. So freaked out when Trump pulled the government stimulus. Think about this. Yeah, I never went away. Always known to shit. You always know that the shit hawk, Jim Leahy. There's a shit storm brewing. Yeah, 5-1 LA. All right. Changing my name will be Google would be worse than the government, right? Cheryl said, "Well, there won't be any there won't be many Canadians. That's right, at least early on. Now, around Hollywood and the Atlantic coast, around the Hollywood area, is typically a very Canadian area of Florida in winter times. But a lot of Canadians won't be traveling down. Buenas noches, Jacqueline. If any of us Canucks are dumb enough to go to Florida, then they deserve to perish there." Yeah, Joshy Bingham, our shit hawk here. Can you smell it in the air, Bubbles? What, Mr. Leahy? There's a shitstorm coming. Really? I don't see it. Where is it, Mr. Leahy? There's a shitstorm coming, Bubbles. You can smell it in the air. I can smell that like a shit hawk. Yeah, the shit winds out there. Yeah, there's a shitacane coming. Doctor told me if I don't use the mask and get the virus because I have blood clots in my leg, I could lose. Wow. Johnson, you better be damn careful. Jesus. The border is still closed. It's going to be closed. You know, poor Cheryl. She loves her Vegas and she's waited like maybe it would open June 21st, then July, then August, then September. Cheryl, you ain't coming down in 2020, honey. I'm just telling you. You best thinking about 2021.
Hi, Nathaniel.
Yeah, there it is. Nathaniel says, "Nice to see you, Tera and Rosie, my favorite old bat." Thank you, Nathaniel. Jackie says Australia just announced tax cuts for the working folk up to 200,000 help boost the economy and money injection for. Okay, good, Jackie. I'm glad. Oh, thank you, Josh. You're so sweet. I think I'm going to be seeing Joshy before too long as I make my way back across country. Joshy, I hope to see you as I make my way back from the East Coast in November. And guess what? I'll be buying you a steak dinner in Denver this time. Let's see, Cheryl said I got a free flight and hotel offer for Tahoe today. Woo! What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Janet says, "Why would anyone want to come to this petri dish?" Janet, because you're a laboratory rat, that's why. Huh? They done good though. They kept. You never hear about Toronto, Montreal,
Yeah, but they
Vancouver?
could be hiding the numbers.
You think they might be hiding the numbers?
They could be.
I'll be here between Buckley and Peterson if you'll get what I'm saying. Yeah, I got you. I got you, Jossie. Um, I'll make sure you know it's going to be in November. We're going to make a quick ride out to Baltimore and a slow ride back on 70 and then I'll concentrate on the southern route later. Does not look like I'm going to be over to Toronto in I'm not going to get across the border. It ain't going to happen. So I'm not going to go up to Chicago and Detroit. It's pointless. I wanted to see, you know, some of my friends up in Detroit in that area in Chicago again. But that's not going to happen. Hey Mo, it comes with 72-hour can. I might book it. Just pretend I might get to go somewhere. I don't think so. Cheryl, if I was a betting person, I'd give that a 1 to 5 that you're going to go. So, stimulus talks would stop until after that means after the election, the talks would resume. Uh, I don't know. I don't know, Golden.
Thanks, Nathaniel.
What I think was really strange today, and I told Tara, if you know that you're going to cut off the stimulus talks, why would you blindside your Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell, and your Treasury Secretary, who up until 10 a.m. this morning, West Coast time, is still in there talking and in discussions with the Democrats, Steve Mnuchin. And your Federal Reserve Chairman just came out yesterday and said it's urgent that we have another stimulus package passed ASAP. And then they're sitting in their offices just seeing it flash across with nobody picking up the phone telling them, hey, just give you a heads up, Trump's not going to continue with the discussion.
Well, what crossed my
and
mind?
Here goes the market right off the damn cliff at that moment, you know.
What crossed my mind is...
I know, Cheryl, don't burst the bubble. Yeah, Pocket Changey, he's around from time to time, Debbie Lynn. I think I'm going to be seeing him in L.A. This weekend coming up. I'm not sure. The president retweeted the stimulus talks are back on. Good Lord. God.
Yeah, because he ain't going to be president if he cancels it.
Oh, my God. I mean, it's just back and forth and back and
Hi,
forth.
Ginger.
Back and forth. People can't take this back and forth nonsense.
Or
I mean, you can't, this flip-flopping is just...
maybe he is a nutcase.
I don't know. I just don't know. So he's on a Twitter raging tonight, right? Oh, the Raging Cajun. I don't know. I don't see a Trump. I don't see any news flash of that tonight. I'm looking at the Dow futures. They would be the most sensitive to rumor. I'm going on Bloomberg.
Amy's realm of creative.
I just see Trump unleashes 2-hour Twitter barrage. Get that off of there. Who's going to buy a damn Mercedes-Benz, right? On first full day of hospital, Trump's tweet storm is swaying global markets again. Trump says FDA pulled political hit job with vaccine rules. Trump halts stimulus talks, blindsiding Powell and roiling markets. I don't know. It's wonder I drink. Tesla alleges active employee sabotage. What a world, man. What a world. Yeah, you told me, Mark. Eventually I'll get to Imperial Beach back down there again. Yeah, Trump heard me, didn't he? Lord Almighty. Crude is at 30, yeah, gold 1800, silver 23. We're on an upswing there. Janet. The euphoria of steroids, right? You have to admit sometimes Janet's funny. Dopey, but funny. Oh man, I know my future general payback bill. Yeah, nice. P. Dumont regions. P. Dumont. I got tens of thousands. 1,200 ain't shit. Yeah. Music Biz Moriarty. Are you Music Biz Marty? And did you change your name? Because we had Music Biz Marty that was running around here for a while. Yes, I'm gonna do a bikini. I'm probably gonna go over to fans only too and start doing some uploads or whatever that's called over there. I don't know.
Hi,
Start doing some of
Patty.
that. Waiting for another retweet. How you doing, Patty? Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, Patty. I hope you're keeping well. Patty's my hummingbird whisperer. With Ottawa, she must know every square inch of Ottawa 50. Dividends are looking higher than expected. Good signs. I hope. Good, Joshy.
Yeah, Opiami, I know the movie well. Being there, it's an Illuminati show all tell all.
Here we go. Oh no. Terror unleashed. Here we go. The Illuminati. Oh God, I had that with Missy Jen for years. All the Illuminati and things. Tom Hanks and the Island and woo, the Epsteins and the Jizzbag Maxwell or whatever her name. What's her name? Jizzbag or Jizz
I don't know
something.
what that is.
Jizzbag or something. What the hell's her name? Jizzbag Maxwell. Who's the pimpette that was pimping for Epstein? The one that was examining the stock as it came into the stockade. What was Jizzbag or something? What the hell was her name? Juice. What was the name? Jizzbag Maxwell or something like that. I'll start talking money. Hey, Rosie, there's an earthquake. Oh, Lord, where is the earthquake?
Thanks, Amy.
Earthquake. Hi, Gypsy. Yeah, Jizzbag. I don't know. What's
Hi,
her name?
Gypsy.
I thought it was Jizzbag Maxwell or something like that. I don't know. Shannon. Cheryl's like, I'm not Googling jizz. You're on. You're on your own. Yeah, I got Jizz Lane. Thank you. I didn't know. I wasn't trying to be funny. Yeah, I know my chest. Earthquake. Yes, I get you, Joshy. I get you. I hope when I'm in LA, I don't go through another earthquake again down there. God, this is what I needed. Like, really. Hey, Jolene. How you doing, beautiful? Nice to see you. Jolene from Louisiana, baby. My Baton Rouge baby doll. How you doing, Jolene? Jolene and I are going to leave the boys at home and hit the town there, huh? Vicky, like the blonde, you like the blonde hair?
Thanks, Vicky.
Very cool. Chris Christie may die. He's very over. Yes, he is. He's very overweight. I spell like a bum and read like a scholar. There you go, Juice. I heard Franny was detransitioning, Debbie Lynn. I'm doing okay, Jolene. I'm doing all right. Do you think we are reliving 1968? I think we're reliving, right now, I think we're in 1930. That's what I think we're reliving. The false dawn of 1930. So, early 1930. My floorboard's been alive vibrations, but it's the ocean. Okay. Yeah, thumbs up appreciated. Thank you, Jackie. It'd be nice to get up to 150 thumbs up tonight. That would be awesome. Beautiful moon tonight. I'm going to go take a look at that. Didn't you hear that about Francis? I heard Francis on Cat Riley's chat.
I haven't heard her in years.
Okay, well she's recently done a couple things. Let's see. Yeah, it's nice to see the beautiful Jolene Bowers in here tonight. Opiami Terror is just about a moron who rises to power via twists of fate. No conspiracy. Okay. Yeah, Debbie Lynn, I heard Francis has put aside the whole idea of he's living as a male now. Yeah. Too many issues, I think, of. But I wish Francis would come on once in a while and do like a little update. Hey, it's Francis. How are you? I'm back to do an update on you on YouTube. I want to say hi to Rosie and Tara. I seen you. And Debbie Lynn, how are you? And all of my friends in Greenville, South Carolina. Debbie Lynn, turn that heater on. Turn that heater on, Debbie Lynn. Yeah, must be the health. Must be the health. But if if Francis is happy, that's a beautiful thing, and I'm happy for Francis. Love it. Haven't seen Francis in years. How are you? I think the absolute high point of Francis was Amanda May and Francis on the mattress in the blow-up mattress in the office. Francis was cutting those huge farts.
Now the best was the mock video of Francis. Did you? You
Yeah,
never saw that,
yeah,
have you?
I think I did. I don't know.
That's funny.
Oh, okay. Thank you, GTB. I was referring to Rosie 1930. Yeah, we're in this slight little honeymoon period before the bottom drops out of things, in my opinion. Franny knew how to party. I'm talking ripping the roofs off of bars, party animals. Yeah, Francis drove into the roof of the
Oh yeah, that was
Park
bigger.
Lounge
That was
in
the.
Jacksonville, and we went down there and actually relived the moment and saw the scene of the incident.
I heard it was one of the funniest
Beef
things.
hot, yeah, Janet's beef hot, yeah. I think Maxine uploads once in a while. Maxine went through really extensive back surgery. Last time I saw Maxine stopping by her place on the way on our big trip, showed me an x-ray of the spine. It was curved so bad from years of humping cases of Coca-Cola and stuff. So it was excruciating. So I think that the surgery was pretty successful for Maxine. So she's still dressing and putting up things once in a while. So. Oh, okay, Jackie. I'm going to try to give cinematics another go and try not to fall over people. Okay. Good night, Dave. Thank you. Best to your family. The first day when she walked through my door, that's what she done.
Good night, Dave.
Hey, Debbie Lynn, you make sure you got that heater on. I like to have hot water. I don't want to be cold in the house. But I will cook you some beef hot. Debbie Lynn is, I'm not sure about the beef heart. And I mean, I've been at Debbie Lynn's, man. I've been in that house, okay? I had those green beans, right? I've been in Greenville, South Carolina. We went to the Chinese buffet down there. Yeah, the brick. Rosie, you recall the days when Maxine and Francis would get on drunk and all? I remember that very well, Joshy. Good times. Good times. Yeah. I like when Francis would drink wine with olive oil. Oh, God. Probably never got off the pot for the next 3 days. Talk about greasing the chute, with the olive oil and wine. God almighty. Yeah, green beans. Yeah. Well, Debbie Lynn, Debbie Lynn has a hell of a recipe for them green beans, and she do a good thing with that pork too down there and that mac and cheese. We kicked it out. We had a good old Southern feed down there. That didn't we, Debbie Lynn? Good night, Mark. Yeah, it's going to be crazy, crazy stuff. Don't be surprised. Up 500, down 500. It's going to be crazy. Crazy. This is when I wish I was back home in New Zealand. I don't blame you, Jackie. Did you ever go to Backstreet Charlie Brown? I did not. Nathaniel said they were good times back then, minus the drama that would come up every now and then. She came and said, "Hey Debbie," then the farted. Yeah, "Hey Debbie, how are you?" As soon as she crossed the threshold, it was like christening now. Well, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry Debbie. Sorry, old lady. You know. Uh, Look at that Opiyami. Sleep well, Tera. I exercise the shack for you. You're like a tribe with your remote viewing, right? Right. The naval base at Oxnard has a very cool CB museum if you ever get up. I'm supposed to get up that way, Danny. I'm supposed to be down there as I start my winter travels this year after directly after Christmas. So I will be down in Oxnard. I've got Jay Berlin down there. And if you guys want to meet, you don't have to be on camera. We can have a cup of coffee and just hang out and do some stuff. That's cool too. So beautiful Tara is the only cast member still around. I don't know. Debbie Lynn's here. Um, who else is
Joshy was a cast
Joshy was a cast member that would come on. He was usually very late at night. He would come on to the panel. Who else is around that was on my?
Vicky.
Vicky is around. Teresa still comes through once
Debbie
in a while.
Lynn.
Teresa.
She's not on your side chat. Yeah. No.
Teresa still comes through. Hey, Honey Badger, how you doing? Good to see you tonight. So we got some people that are still around. The only people I really don't see, I don't see Greg. I haven't seen Greg around in a year and a half. Campbell. I haven't seen Cooper in about a year. I'm sure he still talks to people on the. I've seen Ellie pop up now and then on G Mangos.
You mean
probably
lately?
Not for 6 months. Probably 6 months ago.
At least 6 months.
6 months.
But Honey
Those
Badger,
are really the three that have really been conspicuous by their absence. And interestingly, they were best friends too.
Honey Badger used to be on Amanda's all the time.
Oh, Honey Badger's been an institution for years, yeah. Honey Badger's funny as hell, yeah.
And I remember the phone call Joshy had with Amanda on live stream.
Oh, Jackie, that'd be sweet, honey. I'd certainly like to meet you too, honey. Davin Hiskey, I'm here. Welcome here. Pretty cool. Seen Ellie. Ellie popped up on G Mangos' I want to say 3 to 6 months ago. Because you always know when Ellie's on panel because of that voice. And then I probably have not seen her or heard from her since about May, I think. About May. I was born in Oxnard but live in Oklahoma. I really miss it bad. Ooh, Cooper posts a vid every now and then. I don't know which direction he's going in life, but he seems changed. I thought last I heard from Coop, he had a boyfriend. He had done a video on the beach down in Jacksonville.
Well, if you got a boyfriend, that doesn't mean you're going to never go on YouTube again.
Sometimes you meet somebody and they can change your life. They can really... I think you're underestimating that. They have the ability to pull you off of that. It's either you're going to pull them towards it, or they're going to pull you away from it, or your life is just so great or so fulfilled that you don't need that anymore, or it was just such a non-plus in your life you just decided to exit out. I don't know. I mean, we can think of a lot of different scenarios. Joshy says that Amanda's back, but I haven't seen any pops up for a week or two. That
Amanda's got a channel again, Joshy. And
Good luck finding it. So
Juice has been around since the beginning.
Okay, see, Josh, he said Cooper's enjoying life nowadays. He's well, so that's good. That's good. I've been honey badging because Imagine Made liked honey bad. I don't care what videos, and the Pat didn't care video. Honey bad, yeah, that's right. Honey badgers don't care. That's right. Video with Francis. I remember that honey badger. I wasn't talking to Amanda at that particular time, but I was listening to the Hangouts. That was another person. No matter what you tried to do to help, you just ended up being kicked in the skull. So I just went off of that. So yeah, I remember honey badgers don't care. Exactly. It's pretty funny. Yeah, so honey badger's been around a while. You've had such a run here over the years. A lot of names and faces come to mind, don't they, Nathaniel? I'm thinking the early days, too. There was such a cast of different characters. Ricky Messer-Coley,
Well, she wasn't in the boy.
Jamie.
Yeah, but they're not boy.
No, but they were early figures in my YouTube life. That we would have private hangouts and hang out and things, and it was pretty cool, you know. And you wonder how they're doing. Or I know Jamie, she's on my Instagram. I follow her all the time. Things so.
She's on Facebook. Her and Ricky.
Okay. Miss Ellie Amanda does have a new channel. I saw Tara post a comment on one of the videos. Tons of faces and names. It's an ever-shifting scene, but there's still a backbone of the same people here, which I really love about this place. This place is like a bar that will never close. Cheers, okay? Juice I've known since day one in this insane asylum, okay? And I think Juice will be here forever. Tribe Called Cookies for years. Joshy Bingham for years down here. Hidden Numismatist. How you doing, Hidden Numismatist?
Hi, Hidden.
There's some people that are just rock solid through because YouTube will always be a force in their life, and I kind of like that. I'd like to think if I'm 90, I'm still creeping around, spilling pots of hot water, boiling water, and making a mess in the kitchen and things. So, Aussie Shooter, he's been around forever. Yeah. 250 original too. Yeah, Drury's still around. Drury, yeah. Tara, have a great night. Thank you, Jackie.
Bye,
Thank you,
Jackie.
Sweetie Pie. Thank you. So you straight punches with Tara and Carl's chats all the time. Yeah, so a lot of people are still around, and that's a good thing. Janet's been around since I first came on chats. She was my first person I ever had on had panel chats in 2015. Were Janet and Missy Jen. Awkward. I would say Janet's definitely OG Boyd, wouldn't you? She's. Thank you, Hidden. Nice to see you, my friend. Janet's about as OG as they get down here. She got sucked into the swirl of YouTube in 2013 before there were even live streams and things like that. She was on my videos. Chicken Dick. You missed Jory's. Yeah, that was, the hell was Jory's? Patsy or something. What the hell was his name? Ophiola, Ophel or something? Yeah.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Kevin's
been around forever. Kevin has been around.
He was on your panel.
Do a shot for the old time. Yes, Kevin Chambers. Kevin Chambers has gone through eye surgery. He's gone through broken elbows. He's been through the mill. I think a lot of people quit YouTube, but a lot of people are still around, Debbie Lynn. Isn't it amazing? Including you, Debbie Lynn. You've been here forever. Yeah, thank you, Hidden. I'll pass that along. Forget. Yeah, it was Ophir. Ophir, that was his name, Juice. Ophir, and he was married to Patty. Ophir and Patty. And then we had that. Who was the one? The kind of the one that was the hoarder, Shannon Stutter. And then she got into it with me one day, and then she was off me forever after that. She used to hang around Mango's chat. Then she blew out about a year ago. Shannon Studer. Yeah, Janet got dragged in. Remember Shannon Studer, Juice? The hoarder. A lot of people are still around now. A lot of people going their ways. It's amazing so many of the original people. I used to be on panel with Mike Living Free, Eric Nomadic Fanatic still going, Wonderlust Estate. So many of those people from those panels are still around, still going on YouTube. Yep, Shannon's daughter, but she doesn't come around to chats anymore. She turned on me. I think she said something like, I made dolls of you and Elvis or something like that. I can't remember what I said in return, but it really set her off or something. I said, "Oh, you're trying to be another vlogger puppet or something." She just went off. She went ballistic on me. So is the Order Friends of Can Washington. I don't know. I don't know, Juice. Juice, we've seen so much stuff down here. We've seen so much crap. Vegas Fiction's still around for years, and right, still a lot of people around. They'll be around forever, I think, until life takes them out. I really believe that. Yeah. Is Cheryl leaving? Did I miss Cheryl? Okay, take care, Cheryl. I'm not going to be on much longer. Love you, Cheryl.
Bye,
Thank
Cheryl.
you. And let's want to give a shout out to Cyanide Cupcake. I'm not going to pull your lunch, honey. You take care of the things you need to do. You'll always be a welcome institution in my chat. She's got a lot going on in her home life, and she's a very strong person of principle. I don't think TikTok's going to take over. They said it about D Live, and TikTok will never take over. I mean, it'd be a flash in the pan with 60-second videos. It's just, you know. Yeah, I am, Joshy. Yeah. Yeah. He tried to drop my channel, so normally I wouldn't care about people. I kept my mouth pretty much shut for 6 months, but he couldn't keep me out of his mouth. So he terminated himself. Yeah. Yep, Vegas is around. Yep, she'll always be a friend. Yep. How do you become a moderator? It's very rare in here. You possess a certain skill set, a certain demeanor, and a certain history of being a moderator and things. Yeah, I just no hard feelings, Joshy, but I compared it and I told Tara it was like, let's suppose you have rival gangs and one day you just decide, look, we got to take out this other gang. But suppose you botch the hit and you leave guys alive, okay? Now you got a big problem because number one, they know you did it. And number two, they're going to take you out the first opportunity you get. So the thing is, he didn't eliminate me, which left me alive. So it was like a mafia kind of revenge. And I just set my sail to take him out as a result of that. So.
Okay, Opiami.
Okay, Opiami, from the Wooden Claw, keep the vampires from our door. I will. Good night, Joshy. The trolls broke them and him up. The trolls didn't break us up, Debbie Lynn.
Good night, Josh.
If trolling could break a friendship up, I don't really know how that's possible. Trolls only give the power. Trolls only get the power we give them on to be a force for prying people apart. I always believed that we would always be friends. But it wasn't meant to be. I'm not going to rehash it. We've gone over it for 10 days or so. It's been the epic topic of 2020, actually. It's been no doubt the most epic thing that happened in 2020, as far as Boyd is concerned. But nobody can take a friendship away from you that you let them take from you. Okay, and that's my takeaway from that. You can pin it on trolls, and let's say trolls get pinned with a lot of stuff that they're not guilty of on YouTube. And oftentimes it's an inability to face the truth about ourselves and our life and what our channel's built on. Okay. Yeah, keep your stick on the ice. That's it. One thing I like to go learn when you're going to take out some, make sure you do the job. If you have a goal to take somebody out, don't leave half the gang there, or you're going to have a real big bloody problem.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark Dodge, how are you? That's the problem. Don't leave an incomplete hit. But why he want you gone, I don't understand. I never did myself, Debbie Lynn. Left here a van at least 95% better than it arrived here. A bright future ahead. Me off to Las Vegas to have some fun and meet up with Dee. He on his way to hang out here in NorCal and finish the winter out. But then the word came that he believed he was held prisoner here on the rancho, which, you know, I don't know. Could there be anything more insulting? I don't know. But you know what, Debbie Lynn? We move on. I made my mistakes too. I made a tremendous amount of apologies last week to a lot of people on YouTube. And I'm glad I did. Yeah. So, done a lot. And at the end of the day, Debbie Lynn, it's like I said, we don't terminate anybody. They terminate themselves by their actions on YouTube. All I do and other people do is just shine a light on, show the breadcrumbs on the ground and a trail to follow, and that's it. But he's exactly right on one thing. You can't kick somebody off of YouTube just because you don't like them. Never, it'll never cut any ice with YouTube. But when you try to bend the rules, multiple strike somebody from 3 different channels on the same video, which is their own video, that's going to be something that's going to get attention at YouTube. Get the bread. Well, I figured too, Henley, but it's okay. You know, I made mistakes too. And I apologize to people along the way directly, and to people that I will know that I hurt on YouTube and things. It's the only way I can think to make things better for my future and put it past too, and keep making positive content. I'm not really sure. Okay, bye, Elmer. Bye. But you guys make very good points. But I wanted to make sure that I definitely threw myself in the mix when it came to coming out and talking real talk last week about stuff on here. Well, I think so, Mark. But you do things to make yourself feel better, and to show people that you're human and that you can make mistakes. Should I have done the text to speech all the time? Maybe not. And thinking back about text to speech, people feel differently about things that come on. It wasn't as he claimed thousands of dollars. Most things were $2 things for that. The worst mistake I've always made on YouTube is assuming that people have as tough a skin as I have on YouTube. And that's been my biggest error. And the thing that I regret most on YouTube is that not being sensitive enough to other people's feelings. So if I could change one thing and go back and change it, that would definitely be it. Much more sensitivity to people's, because I don't know. I grew up rough and hard knocked, and I just thought everybody could bounce, and it's just like we'd laugh and just, hey, it's just YouTube, like that's just the hood. That was a big mistake. That was my biggest mistake. But I don't think it was anything that could not be overcome with talking and a straight, honest conversation to say, "Hey, I really don't want that," and give a person a chance to fix it. You got to admit your truth. So that was a mistake. It's ironic that I don't even really use text to speech anymore now, anyway. Because Streamlabs is such a colossal fail in so many ways. It's done me after you done this band. Yeah, I think a lot of people were in shock. In a way, the nameless one was kind of a psychic from those from me, but finally, oh man, he was extricated like the form. I think so. But Mark Dodge is right. You admit your truth. And did I ever want to see anybody ever taken out from YouTube? Hell no. But like I say, we don't take others out. They take themselves out. The worst day for Elvis Travels was the day that he discovered the copyright page on his studio creator. Would you agree with that? If you're a monetized channel, you have a tab that appears on your studio page that's the copyright page. And therein lay his undoing. It became the heart of his devious thoughts about taking people out. If YouTube had never put that beta program out about, we have identified people that potentially have your copyrighted material, he would still be on YouTube today. He would have had no incentive to issue 129 strikes against people. But sometimes a little knowledge can be an extraordinarily dangerous thing, even in your own hands. Occasionally, terrorists blow up developing their own bombs and things. They take themselves out. My friend lived in Harford County in Baltimore, Maryland. At that time, H. Rap Brown was a huge voice of disruption and a lot of controversy in Baltimore and places. H. Rap Brown and social disorder. My friend lived in Falston, Maryland. And one time, a group of people that wanted to take a bomb into Baltimore City built a huge bomb. They were transporting it in their car down to Baltimore, going down the highway. It was a bomb that was sensitive to radio signal. Unfortunately for them, they went through a low-hanging temporary power line that was stretched across a highway construction site to bring temporary power in. And because of the current that was induced in that high voltage line, it actually set off the bomb in their own car. And they were finding their bones and wrists and fingers for a half a mile area. They blew themselves to smithereens on the highway. Sometimes people take themselves out. But the top warning that YouTube gives you on that page, that copyright page, was be advised, this is almost like a beta program. Be very careful to review. If you're going to strike somebody, double check and make sure you really have the copyright to it and things like that. But you remember that hangout? The King's Royal Scepter has struck. 129
I never
copyright
saw that one.
strikes are coming. He had a hangout called "The King's Royal Scepter Has Struck." And he came on that hangout and talked about 129 strikes would be issuing. And people were diving left and right. Sig and Anthony Nornbecker, they were taking down shit left and right, trying to escape the hammer blow. Dave the Fisherman went down. The Spin Reel channel went down. Lost 2 major channels in the melee. Thank you, Shiloh Rose. Thank you, Australian $7.99. Thank you, sweetie.
Thanks, Shallow.
Yep, life is a train. Some people are on for a short ride. Not everyone's on for long. Yeah, that's right, Juice. It was a bam. Thank you. So that was something that YouTube came out as a tool. And I looked at it the day it came out, and I saw lots of people. Some people had my stuff up there. I didn't really care. I went to Petaluma the other day and did a protest. There was a guy, Emilio Hernandez, on YouTube that clipped 15 minutes out of that stream, that protest stream. And he put it up as his own video. I just contacted the guy. I said, hey, it'd be nice to give me a credit in the description box. And I'm not going to strike you or anything. Guy had well over 2,000 views on that little clip. Right. Thank you, Hidden. Appreciate that. Yep. Life is a projection. Project well. Good night to you, Hidden. So if that tab had not been developed by YouTube, I don't even think we would be having this conversation tonight. But it does give a glimpse into the dark heart of somebody. Because that tool gives you the ability to go 2 ways. You can issue a 7-day takedown notice, or you can issue immediate strikes. What did he choose to do? Immediate strikes. If I had been hanging on the edge of a building by my fingers from the 120th floor and said, Marshall, save me, I hate to say this, I am convinced that he would have stepped on my fingers to let me loose from the side of the building, whereas I would have done everything in my power to try to save his life and pull him up off of that building. That's a really sad realization to live with in life. That's right, Debbie Lynn. I have to live with that reality, you know. That's a tough thing to live with, right? Hanging on by your fingers and know that it's going to be it. On that note, guys, I'm going to close out with Tera tonight again and thank her for sitting in this evening. And thanking you guys for being here tonight. A very interesting night. Tera, love you. Thank you for sitting in tonight. We got more stuff coming tomorrow. We've got the one and only Janet Fields coming up. She's going to have some lunch with us tomorrow. I hope to do a little bit of an afternoon hangout with her. In the meantime, tomorrow you will see Tera on the Morning Chooch. I am going to then edit and put up the brunch video we had today. Or tonight, I mean the dinner we had tonight. So Jody, thank you. And Juice, thank you for being here. To my wonderful moderators, thank you very much. Love you guys. If you haven't hit the thumbs up on the way out, we're so close to 150 thumbs here. It's amazing. If we could do that for 150, that would be wonderful. Thank you, Patty. Good to see Opiami. Thank you. Nathaniel, thank you. Opiami, love you. Great to see you in here. Good night, Mark Dodge. You handsome devil. We'll see you tomorrow, Janet, Joey D. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Travis. Thank you very much, everybody.
Good night.
Tara, send them out with a little bit of a.
Ooh. Good night, everybody.